Alright then, let's get started, shall we? So today we'll hopefully get the chemical plant up and running, and maybe we'll also get the clothing factory and the textile mill, or textile... Actually, well, I suppose you could call it textile mill. But yeah, we'll hopefully get these things working so we can actually get the economy on this side of the Republic working properly again. Currently, so many things over here that are not producing anything to export, which is causing a bit of a problem. And then on the other side, we should be able to... Actually, we already have quite a bit of people in here, but we can probably get a bit more population in here. Maybe we'll start working towards getting the smaller refinery. Oh right, and we did get the excavator there. Did we ever... I don't think we did, but now we should be able to do that. So let's go ahead and take the factory, small refinery. Right, so I probably want to place it somewhere around here. Flatten that a little bit. And we'll technically start working on it already. I don't think we'll be doing anything about that anytime soon. But in theory, we'll build that one and then we'll get a footpath down this way. So we'll go a little bit forward here and then a bit of a nice curve down there. What do you mean too sharp of a turn? There we go. Right, so we'll start working on those. So we'll get the refinery over here. Ooh, but actually... we can technically have the trucks bring in, or one of the trucks bring in the oil in here. And the other truck can start exporting stuff. I suppose that works. Or we can just set up a distribution office somewhere with those trucks, and then we can get the refinery working as it should be, and then we can get even more money on this side. Not to mention spend less money on importing the fuel. Oh right, yeah, we got this one working. They got both of the gravel trucks waiting there, but we can certainly get a decent bit of gravel going. Got both the excavators currently idle on this side, and on the other side, do we have more than... I believe we got 2 excavators. There's one over there, and where is the other one? I do wonder. Now... Oh, they're both there. Alright then. Well, that solves that mystery. So how much? We still need some steel down... Oh, actually we need a lot of steel in here still. Ooh. And quite a bit of bricks and boards. That's gonna be a slight issue. I'm sure that we can solve that eventually. So far this year we've actually used quite a bit of money already. We're about to get a small store in here so we can get the clothing... Oh, well, we can sell the domestic clothing over there. As well as on the other town, but that will take some time because first we need to get the chemicals going. And frankly right now it would be 56,000 rubles to build that. I think I'll wait for a bit more resources first before I start working on that. Then over here we just need workers over there, okay. How much do we have? We do have quite a bit of workers down there, good. So the microbuses can actually take people to the various sites. Where are you actually heading? Going to... Oh, this one. Fair enough, well, we'll have that completed then. Oh, right, yeah, we're building another one. Hey Doomsday, how's it going? So I'm building another house over here, well, eventually, once we get enough of the footpaths completed here. And that's going to provide even more capacity for this town. List the last worker stream. What did I manage to do? We started building a little bit of industry over here in this second town on the Soviet side, and I don't remember if we had the university already back then or not, but we do have a university in here now, and that's the biggest university that we have currently, and it can do quite a bit of teaching in there, so we'll get a fairly good education. And there's I think 2 buses going between the towns over here. Then on the other side we started inhabiting the town over here, and we have some of the basic services at least, and we're now starting to get a refinery on this side as well, so we can then start using the oil that we are already pumping here. But that will take some time. Right, so have we... Let's bring in bricks. Is it going here? Nope. Is it going... Oh, it's going down there. Okay. Right, so we actually don't have a lot of bricks here. I'm going to increase the amount of workers here by one. Got plenty of wood here, at least. Problem is that we don't have a lot of workers down here. Well, I mean, we might be taking some workers from... Actually, are we taking workers with this? You are... Okay, well, that's fine. Oh, right, yeah, it is dropping workers down here whenever it drops by, so there might be some workers on some of these constructions at least, but we still need the bricks down there, as well as pretty much everywhere else. So yeah, things are still rather slow, but I mean, our population is still, what, 3,500? So not massive. Okay, so we've got the clinic over there. Oh, actually, there's quite a few patients there. But at least on this... Oh, actually, they got all of the footpaths completed here, so now they're trying to get to the house in here, which requires the... Well, there's a mixer and 2 dumpers heading this way, so we should be getting the gravel and all that rather swiftly. There we go. Just need the concrete, and then we're going to actually do the groundworks there. Right, are you bringing them there? Yes, good. So we can actually continue with the chemical plant here. Still needs quite a bit of resources. Oh, and that microbus was empty. Lovely. There was that one. Have we started working on... Oh, we're getting our first gravel down here. Good. So basically what we have here is we got a chemical plant with a storage there, then we got another storage there in the back, and we got a clothing factory and a textile factory, and then we got crane storage there. And that should give us a decent bit of stuff to work with. And that will hopefully provide enough clothing for at least these 2 towns here, maybe a little bit for exports as well. We'll see how that goes. Yeah, so this month we've done a little bit of profit on the western side, but it's mostly from oil, and I think the oil price is going to be fluctuating a little bit again. Got some workers there, so where are you taking them? Oh, you're taking them to the chemical plant, excellent. With the crane over there, things should be going relatively quickly. In fact, it's going to go so quickly that they'll be running out of bricks very soon. Now, there is more bricks, presumably on... Nope, that's actually going over there. Okay, well, there should be another... Oh, we might be bringing board here, then. Oh, no, that's going for... Okay, never mind. There will be bricks eventually there, but that will take some time. How much do we have bricks here now? 1.6 tons, so not a lot. We only got 1 worker there, though. Make that 0 workers. Alright then. Honestly, we may need to build up a little bit more around here. We just need to make sure that we build in locations that can actually reach the shop area, at least. Oh, speaking of shop, there's 100 people waiting outside. Well, that's a Soviet experience there. Okay, we've got quite a few students in university right now. I suppose I'll wait until we go a little bit more, or there's a bit less traffic here, and we can then get the superconductors. I believe that will allow us to get the electronics factory at some point. That will take a while, though. Not even close to start doing anything like that. Yeah, we run out of bricks here. So how much would it cost? 54,000 still. I don't like that. There's that. That is actually a full truckload of bricks going for the chemical plant now. Good. And it's going down very quickly. Alright then. Have we gotten any of these yet? In fairly close proximity of being completed. This is not far away. Just needs a bit more bricks on board. And workers. Right, where's the bigger bus right now? And there's a lot of bit workers there. Quite a few passengers waiting to go. Oh, there's the bus. You've got some workers there. There we go. Well, that should help with the constructions. Yeah, the storage we already set up to have a fair bit of chemicals and quite a bit of crops. Actually, I don't think we need even all that many crops. Probably go for 30 and 70, so in percentage wise, so that should be alright. We can store a little bit of crops there, and then we can store a lot more crops down there. And then the chemicals, I mean, we can easily buy the crops if need be, at least for the chemical needs. But that's not really the problem, it's just making the chemicals is very slow. Oh, well, there's a bit of traffic. Oh, and they still haven't completed this one. Oh my goodness. 2 microbuses constantly trying to bring in people in here, but they just can't get to work. Or rather, they can't get anyone to work over there. Also, oh wow. Oh. That school is a bit full. Okay, 140 students outside, my goodness. Okay, well, if there's so many that do not have education in here, I guess that does kind of answer why there isn't enough workers in a lot of places. We got the others, no, that's the kindergarten, but why do we have another school? I'm pretty sure that we did have another school. Or is that seriously the only school that we have on this side? Because if that's the case, then yeah, I know what to do next. I don't see another one. Okay then, let's just build another one of those small ones. Where? Oh, there you go, school house. A little bit closer there. I'm just gonna do a mud footpath over there so it's gonna be connected. I'm gonna use the cash to build this, just so that we can actually get it working as soon as possible. And now everyone's waiting outside. Alright then. Need some teachers in. Oh my goodness, there's so many adults here that do not have basic education. Okay, yeah, I think we located the problem. Okay, now there's someone teaching. Good. Actually, I think some of them just got enough education that they could be working again, but yeah, no, this is going to take a while to sort out. Well, good thing that we caught it now, rather than, say, 10 years from now, since everyone's dying of cold because there's no one working. We got pretty good education down on this side, at least. We got the school over here, which is not actually fully manned. There's a lot of students, though. Oh, actually, there could be some students waiting there, I think. We can start taking them to the other town. Before, there wasn't really any reason to go there, but now I'd say there is. No teachers. Oh, again, no teachers. Okay, there we go. Someone got to work. It may take a... Oh, and... Yeah, no, the education is not doing well in this particular town. Well, we might get some students in here, at least. Problem is, we still haven't gotten this one yet. You know what, I'm just going to use the cash to build that. Causing too much trouble trying to get that one bit completed there. So I'm just gonna upgrade that with cash as well. It's only a few hundred. Actually gonna pause these. Or pause the game and get these completed real quick as well. So now pretty much everyone can reach into the bus platform now. That's good. Unfortunately, from here they can't go to work on most of the places, at least not on the northern side, but that should alleviate some of the problems. Kindergarten over there is doing alright. The school is still having a problem. Are there any students waiting here? No, not really. Are you bringing no one? Oh, you're going to refuel first. Alright then. We've got quite a few passengers waiting on this side. And workers. Well, that means that we might get this one. Oh, we've run out of steel there. Do we have any steel in the stockpile now? Yes and no. Buy a little bit more. Hopefully that will help. Decent bit of bricks and boards still there, so that's good. That one's missing quite a bit. This one's missing some bricks. We'll actually probably get the clothing factory done first. Which, I don't remember the conversion ratio. Let's have a quick look at because it might be a bit different on these. So it's 2-to-1 ratio. We have a look at the buy price for fabric. That would be 920. Clothes would be sell okay, so we can still make a profit even though we're just buying the fabrics. Which, honestly, is not bad. If nothing else, we could save a lot of cash by not importing the clothing. How much would it cost now? 52,000. It's still rather expensive. Done any work over there? We're missing some bricks over there. Missing quite a bit of things down there. Alright then. Okay, now we don't have a lot of students here, so I'm going to start doing some research. Didn't cause too many issues. A lot of passengers there. Oh hey, we got... yes, no goods to sell. You know what? I'm gonna auto-purchase the electronics there. Clothing I'm gonna wait until we got up domestic production going. Because that shouldn't take too long. Honestly, it's so cheap, I'm just gonna do that. And over here, I'm gonna put auto-purchase on the fabric for the time being. And then we probably need to start figuring out some trucks down this way. We'll be doing some work. Let's see, what do we need? Well, we'll need a covered hull truck. We've been using these, but is this the best that we... Well, you know what? We'll go with that one. And then what you'll do is you'll pick up the clothing and unload down there. Go for 90%. And unload down there. It doesn't matter. We can try to unload both. There's not going to be much available. Right, so you should be taking some clothing at least now. How much do you have so far? Not a lot, in all fairness. And these can't quite reach down to the areas down here. I mean, if we were to build a footpath from here, we might be able to do it. Let's say we go down that way and then a bit of a curve. We go down that way. And that way. I'm actually going to insta-build that, so let's have a look. Can you now reach... Oh yes you can. Excellent. Well, that's going to mean that there's at least going to be some workers down here. Eventually, and now we've got a passenger waiting there. Lovely. Okay, so we got someone working at least on the clothing. Did we manage to drop anything in here? Yes, we did. Okay. That should lower the amount of traffic going between the towns to a certain degree. There's actually a lot of workers, and that's going to be dropping mostly over here, isn't it? Well, not only there, but at least some should be going to work there. It's about 4. Again, even with 20 people in here, we'd be only producing 200 kilograms of clothing per workday, which honestly is not a lot. But I think there's actually not a massive consumption. If we have a look at the, for example, this year, import of resources, clothing, only 5.8 tons so far have been imported. Even then, I think we can get more soon enough. Right, so we got a little bit of clothing again. Oh, we did get some more steel there. Did we get more steel? Oh, we did. Okay, we just need the bricks to complete this phase of the building, and then we may want to invest in getting the chemical plant up and running soon. I actually wonder. No, we haven't got on this one yet. Never mind then. Let them work on there. Right, so how are we doing in terms of production here? We got quite a... Actually, not all that many people working there. After school doing... No teacher. Alright then. Can we actually even see... Nope. We can't even see the statistics for this particular town. Let's have a look at the total basic education this year. It's slowly growing. I think it's growing in other towns, but this one. And the university education is also growing. No education is going down. Have a quick look at the first western town here. Right, well, seems like things are okay, actually. Dumpers are not busy, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to quickly upgrade that one. I'm going to force some of the trucks to go around, but that should be okay. Also, are there workers down there? There's a few workers down there. Then we've got all the bricks and boards and wood down here. Actually, there's quite a bit of trees down in the forest. Good. And we're not working on that because we don't have the concrete production. That reminds me, wasn't I going to build it somewhere around... Oh, right, I wanted to build those down here. Concrete and bitumen and all that. Not bitumen, asphalt. Bitumen will be produced over there, speaking of which. Right, we got a lot... Ooh, that's a bit of a high price for that. Oh, harvester available for purchase with dollars. Coming down this way. What are you actually bringing? Oh yeah, it's bringing the coal. That makes sense. Right, so we did get the roads down this way. Let's actually continue this. Just for the heck of it. It's a bit of a long one, but it will keep the trucks busy. We can utilize the gravel that we are making already. Not to mention, this shouldn't take too long. I dare say... Why isn't the excavator down there? Oh, it was the other excavator that got here first. Do we have... No, we only have one there, so they sent it from this side. Okay. Well, I suppose that works. Right, we still need a little bit more gravel and then this can be completed. Still going to be a little bit mud road down here, but we can fix that in due time. There's a little bit on this side with this. For the most part, the road down this way is gravel already, so that's good. Eventually, we do need to upgrade a lot of footpaths down here as well, but that is not a massive priority right now. Mostly because I don't think this... Well, there might be some workers available for that. Every now and then, at least. Right, so how is the chemical plant coming along? slowly. You are gathering more clothing there. You've got 0.6 tons. How much have we got here? Oh, that is empty. So the clothing quality is still decent. Apparently we are using a bit faster than we are producing here. Well, let's actually have a look at the other shop. How are they dealing with that? Oh, not too bad. I mean, they're buying the clothing, of course, right now, but... Oh wow, it's still 100 shoppers in front of the shop. Whoops. And there's no teachers in here. Okay, so we are... Yeah, and no one trying to even get education over there. Okay. Okay, well that's a bit of an issue. Right, let me actually have a look at the citizens. Okay, we got quite a bit of higher education down here still, but not massive. Oh wow, uneducated workers in this region is huge. Also down here, okay. Ooh, how is the school doing over here? They don't have staff. Okay, now they do, so they might get some education done. The question is how many of those will actually graduate before the teacher is out. Apparently 74 years old teacher. Okay, the other one is 55. Alright then. Not exactly youngings. But we actually got quite a bit of students down here waiting, but we'll get the research done soon enough. And over here we still need a bit more bricks and boards and a tiny bit of steel. Oh, 1.7 tons of bricks here. How much would it cost now? 46,000. I don't think... Well, we can maybe get the bricks in here right now. There we go. And we can let them do the work that they can do. Just gonna use the cash now. Because otherwise it's just gonna cost a lot anyway. Right, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna start buying at least gravel, wood and crops automatically. We can set up one of the oil trucks to bring in the oil there. How many spaces are there for vehicles? There's 2. Right. Maybe we want to buy the gravel and we can maybe start bringing in the... Oh, is that an oil truck? Yes. Okay. Actually, let me make that line separately. So we'll create a new line. You'll load up fuel from there. You'll unload. Actually, good vehicle, transport type not specified. You'll unload there. And then what you'll do is you'll go down that way and unload again. And then we can probably rename this to chemical oil. There we go. And now we'll just assign that line for one of the vehicles. For example, this one. So set line. Wait, no. Custom lines. There we go. Making sure that it's loading correct things. Yep. So we can start getting the oil here. We can start working on the chemicals a little bit. It doesn't take a massive amount of oil per ton of chemicals, so that's good. It just takes a lot of people and power. Okay, we are getting at least someone working. Oh, that's actually quite a few people going to work at the chemical plant. Now they're just missing the oil, which should be on its way. Should be. Question is, how close is it actually? Right there. Okay, so it's gonna take a while. I think some of the workers are gonna scatter before the oil gets there. Which is less than optimal, to be fair, but I'm sure that we can fix that eventually. Oh, they actually brought in a second group of workers there. Alright then. Alright, do we have two buses? I think we do. Yeah, we got the big one and the smaller one, don't we? Smaller one is... yeah, it's about to turn to the bus stop in here. Okay, finally getting the oil there. It's not a massive amount of oil, but it will last us for quite a while actually. And then just making sure that we are selling any extra oil there. We got a lot of workers trying to work on the housing here. How much would it cost? 8,700. I mean, we could afford that, but at the same time, I'm not sure if I want to utilize too much. Hold on. Both of the construction officers here are working on that. So, we should get the resources eventually. We have got on the stockpile here. So, we're not going to take the crops in this one. We're going to take some chemicals. And fabric and... don't necessarily need the clothing either. Well, I'm going to leave that open for the time being. We don't need those. But, oh right, these are connected by... okay, so we... well, I suppose we can store the clothing in here if we want to. It's a bit of an extra... oh, fabric in here if we want to. Bit of an extra, but I think it will work. Then what I think I'll do... we don't have a vehicle depot here, do we? No, we got a construction office, but not a vehicle depot. Last chance to buy a train set. We had a fire in Dedina. Oh, we still have. Well, there we go. That's been dealt with. Right. So I was going to buy a truck here. I think we need a covered hull. Go with the regular B3S model, and then what you're going to do is you're going to go down to there. You're going to load chemicals, wait until loaded. Then what you're going to do is you're going to unload there. If there's anything to unload after that, you're going to go over there and unload, and then making sure I did set up. Yes, you will wait until loaded. Good. So you're not going to be traveling empty. So it will take a while before it's filling this one up completely, but that's fine. Actually, it's not a bad idea to have the clothing be partially in here. Because the truck... oh, we don't even have the factory connection completed yet. Because no one's worked there. I see. Well, now we do. But yeah, the truck should be able to pick up the stuff through here from there. At least in theory. But it does... ooh, we got 200 adults within the parent. That's quite a few. We got all that one underway. Now, still need the textile mill. Needs a bit more brick, steel, and board. So the usual suspects. Over here, we've gotten at least a little bit oil there. We do have... no, we don't have... oh, hold on. You did actually drop someone to work on that. Good. So you dropped some chemicals out already. Oh, wait. Are you... hold on a minute. Zone R3... yeah, it should be. Oh, or did you go to... you probably went to refuel first. Okay, that makes more sense. So that's about halfway full. We don't have a massive amount of workers at the chemical plant, but that will provide slowly but surely. And then we'll get the textiles going, although for that we do need to get... oh, right, we did get this one. Right, just gonna make sure that all of these are assigned correctly. And then we're gonna have to buy the vehicles in here, so... probably buy... actually, the combine harvester has higher speed, so I'm going to buy that one. I'm going to probably buy one of these, and then one of the blue tractors. And then we'll probably need a vehicle in here to start transporting the crops eventually, but that will take some time still before we can actually utilize that. Oh right, yeah, it is harvest time. Oh my goodness, are you starting? Yeah, you are starting on that one. And he'll probably have enough time to go through that, and that's about it. Right, so we are getting a few more workers down here. Good. Chemicals are flowing, I think. It's still only halfway full. But yeah, the chemicals are going to be worth exporting quite a bit. Not that we'll be doing much of exporting. I think we'll mostly be turning that into fabric, and then fabric turn into clothing. Okay, we still need quite a bit of resources here. I think I'm going to limit the amount of workers here down to like 20. So that it's not throwing everything else from all of workers, and at the same time the resources will last a little bit longer, so there's more time for the trucks to get back there. Actually, once we get the connection in here, we'll change the stop so that you'll start picking up the stuff from there instead. And then we're going to have a truck. Well, there's still going to be one slot open there for bringing the crops in if required. The amount of oil in here is starting to increase. How's the oil doing at the refinery now? It's doing fine. There's a bit... well, actually, yeah, it's doing fine. Not a lot of workers in there, though, so that is a bit of a problem. How's the... nope, we can't see the stats there. How's the school doing? There's no one working there. Okay, I think I see a problem. At least few people getting education down on this side. Question is it going to be enough? Probably not. Right then, let's have a look at the other side in the meanwhile. It's been fairly calm down there, I reckon. We haven't completed this, it would still cost 85,000. We have managed to get a lot of bit money at least from the oil sales, so that's good. We got the heating working on here with domestic coal. Do we have anything else that we are exporting? Well, technically the food. We got a lot of food here. In which we got a lot of food down that way, but we are... are you taking food right now? Yes, you are. Oh, you're refueling, but you should be dropping more food down here. And indeed you are. Well, that does lower the expenditures a fair bit. Not to mention we are probably using domestic crops for the time being. For the time being, yes. Now to be fair, we are down to 500,000 rubles right now, which is not a lot if you ask me. But I suppose it will have to do. Right, so how is this house coming along? It still needs the usual suspects. Same over there. That one also. Well, that just needs more workers, really. It's fairly simple. Okay, we're slowly approaching the full capacity on oil. And as we'll probably just need to set up a distribution office that is bringing the oil there whenever it's required. Which honestly wouldn't be a bad idea. Probably need another clinic or something on this side eventually. Because I have a feeling that that is going to be way too full later on. How's the... ooh. Oh, right, electronic circuits is actually the one that would unlock it. But I'll let them do some more educating in the meanwhile. There are quite a few in the auditorium that have already gotten their education. Still everyone's waiting here. Right. Anyone graduating from here? Not really. I think we really are starting to have a massive problem with the lack of basic education for the people. And since we're dropping all the workers down here, we won't be able to... Well, I suppose we could set up like a microbus bringing workers from here. And stop them at the... Frankly, we could just bring the... Actually, I'm not entirely sure if we can reach there. Oh, not directly. Yeah, vehicle, but I mean, we could start bringing workers directly down this way. That wouldn't be a terrible idea, quite frankly, because... Let's actually have a look. You are... Well, you got some passengers there. You are trying to pick up some workers, but yeah. Let's buy a small bus. Not a microbus, but probably one of these. And what you're going to do is you're going to go down there. And you go directly down this way. And launch. Because the other town, the newer town, does have a decent bit of extra workers every now and then. We just need to utilize that for a little while to get the education working again. And then we can get the people over there working the way they should be. Right, so how full is this? Not particularly. Have we dropped any in here? We have, actually. Okay. Well, that's good. We'll need more bricks down this way. Right, so how far can you reach from here? You can actually reach everything that... Well, almost everything that we have in this town. Not the storages down there, but everything else. Not too bad. Unfortunately, you do not have the same range. That can be fixed. Quickly use some cash to build that, and now these should be able to reach down there, at least to the... Okay, they can't reach the chemical plant. It's a little bit better, at least. More workers down here, for example, so that's more clothing, which means that... How much do we have clothing in here? Not a lot. Not a lot. How much do we have the truck right now? Ooh, we do actually have quite a bit. And it's now heading to the store with 2.3 tons. That is fairly good. It's going to be filling most of the storage there. Not all of it, unfortunately, but most of it. Because let's actually have a look. If we... this year, already October. So clothing, yeah, the purchases have gone down quite a bit. Not completely, but they have gone down. That's good. That's going to be saving us a decent bit of cash on a yearly basis. Right, so you should be taking workers from here and taking them directly to the town. Indeed you are. Indeed you are. Hopefully... Oh, we do actually have some educating going on in here. Also... Oh, never mind. That didn't last for too long. A little bit down this way. There are some that are about to get their education. The basic education, that is. Have a look at the total numbers of basic education then. This year... We're going down a little bit right now. University education is still going up. And no education is staying quite stable. Right then, the population is growing. Now below 500,000 rubles, which is not great. Well, I reckon once we get the textiles going and we can actually start selling some of the clothing, I think we'll be alright. We've got a decent bit of clothing there, but where are you going to take the... Ooh, is it already taken them? That is taking some clothing to the shop down here. Can't actually fit in all that much clothing in there in general, so that we may need to lower the food storage a little bit, because we've got plenty of food in here now. That shouldn't be an issue. Lower that to 50%. Lower that a little bit as well. We don't need a lot of electronics, but more clothing is not a bad idea. There's a little bit of buffer zone there. Missing... Oh, we actually pushed some of the clothing here. Well, there is a problem with that. Oh, last time to buy the tractor. There is a problem with that. Okay, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna stop buying the clothing automatically here. I'm gonna start buying that in the warehouse instead. Just in case that is a bit expensive though. We'll buy that. And then we can make sure that if there's extra, then it's gonna be loaded in there. There's a lot of shoppers waiting outside still. Have we got on? Ooh, there's actually a bit more educating going here now. That's good. Right, how is the... Well, we still haven't gotten the chemical plant because we just don't have the cash to build it. Well, technically we do, and I think I'm... I think I'm gonna do it. It's expensive. And do we have a distribution office here? No, not yet, but we can certainly get one. So we'll get... we've been using the green ones down here, haven't we? Build that one. Quickly build this with cash. Not gonna be cheap. Then we can send the... Where are the oil trucks? Well, we'll first need to get that completed anyway. We can set up that as a source. Both of those as source. Load up from there. You can unload over there. Go for 90%. Is that... Oh, that's an ambulance. Where are the tankers? I need them. Okay, there's one. I want you... Go there. And then from here we can start loading certain things and taking it to the gas stations. So unload over there to 90%, and then we got another gas station down here. And we can also unload things directly there. There we go. That is heading in there. There we go. So now we can make sure that we unload everything there. From here we can... We'll unload oil and we'll load fuel and bitumen. And then from those we, of course, load that. Where's the other one? I know that we got two. There you are. I'm going to send you to the distribution office as well. And that way we can get this thing working. Yes, you are going to the refinery. We got some workers in here already. Actually have 3 trucks in there. Not that we have that many currently, but we could. And now we're going to start actually refining that, and that is going to save us so much money in here with the fuel. If we have actually, let's have a look at this year's total expenditures here. So fuel has been 32,000. We can basically write that one off entirely now. Well, soon. And then we'll get some income from the fuel and bitumen. Oh, you are loading the fuel already and taking that to the gas station. Okay, and is the other one loading up? Oh, no, you're unloading fuel. Or oil, rather. That's good. We got at least quite a bit to work with. Right, let's have a look at the other side here now. So how much do we have chemicals down here? We got 0.9 tons on that one, and we got 2.6 tons over there. Still waiting for a little bit more bricks here. You know what, I'm just gonna quickly build that. Right, have we got on the... We have got on quite a bit of crops there. We're still... Ooh! Hey! Right. We got the distribution office here. What you're gonna do is you're gonna start picking up... actually, don't use that. You can load from there. You're gonna start unloading over there. And there. And we'll quickly buy a covered hole here. I think I'm going to have to get some bigger covered hole for this one. So we'll buy one of those S2E8s. You'll be loading crops, you'll be unloading stuff on both of those. I'm actually going to say that you can load from the farms themselves as well. Just to speed things up a little bit. It is heading here right now. Now, to be fair, we do not have this one completed yet, but we can probably help that a little bit. Okay, so you loaded some crops there, but it's not pushing them there yet. To be fair, it doesn't use the crops all that quickly, so I'm just gonna stop importing the crops. I'm sure that we'll have plenty available in due time, and it doesn't use them so quickly, so we can... Already can store like 80 days worth of crops there, which isn't too bad. Once we get this one completed, we can store quite a bit in there and just utilize that. Right, so have we got on the education under control here now? I wouldn't say so. I mean, it may have improved a little bit now that we noticed that, but again, I'm not entirely sure if it's going to be enough to fix the issue. Well, we've got over 1,000 university educated now and 1,200 basic educated, so I think it has gone a little bit better. At least the university educated have gone up. Those are what we need to do some of the educating anyway. Right, so now we've got this. We do have access to chemicals. We are just waiting for the truck to bring in crops in here, and that is going to happen rather soon. There we go, now they can start working on... Ooh, they can actually use quite a bit of crops here. It's a good thing that we have the grain storage linked to this one. But are they pushing any fabrics there yet? Or is it going down this way, or neither? I mean, like it's a bit of a neither situation right now. Now we got quite a bit of chemicals in here. We've got quite a bit of workers in here as well. That's rather good. What's the situation at there? There's only the concrete. I'm guessing the mixer is not heading here because it's not assigned to this. That might help with the issue a little bit. Right, let's actually go ahead and put you on 3-kilometer range. Do whatever you can. Help with the constructions. So we are going through the crops rather quickly. Are we? We are still picking up some stuff from there. We never even harvested this. Oh, because that went to refuel after harvesting all of that. That makes sense. Are you're trying to go over there, aren't you? Yep. Because there's still 170 tons of crops there, and soon it starts to wither. So yeah, we'll want to use as much of that. Oh, yeah, I think some of that withered already. Let's load as much as possible, but it's probably not going to be quite as good. 52 tons. Have a look. Is it on a daily basis or on a weekly basis? No, it is on a daily basis. Oh right, the other truck is trying to load the stuff in there, but there's no room. Oh yeah, and there went another chunk of crops there. Okay, yeah. Not great, not great. Oh, I got a little bit of crops there at least. And we got a decent bit of crops in here for the chemical plants. It lasts for a while, so we got a decent bit of chemicals in production already, I reckon. Yeah, that's about a truckload already. Got 3.4 tons over there. How much do we... We don't use a lot of chemicals in here. Like, what they have over there is enough for 2 full work days at full capacity. Currently working on less than that. Quite a bit less than that, actually. There we go. We'll have a bit of problem getting the crops there. We may need to buy throughout the winter and spring especially. And summer, I suppose, but yeah. Once we get the storage there, and hopefully next year we'll get to the harvest a little bit faster. So we'll actually be able to, or we'll have a bit more time to transport all of that. We don't have any chemicals in there because we're picking up everything pretty much immediately, aren't we? And an also save. It's currently still empty. Technically it could flow in there if need be, but right now I don't think there's been a lot of need for that. We've got quite a bit of fabrics there. Okay, so we can maybe stop auto-purchasing that. And we'll be able to pull the fabric from both of these. Now it's only going to be a matter of keeping enough crops here for the production. I'm going to start buying some here, just in case. And that way we should be able to keep the production flowing. Ooh, that's a lot of workers going in here. Okay, well, how much? We produce up to 1.3 tons of fabric per day here. And over here we can use up to 0.4, so we actually have a quite massive overproduction of fabrics right now. I suppose we could start selling just fabrics. Let's actually have a look. It's a 1 to 10 ratio with the chemicals to fabric. Okay. So if we have a look at the prices here a little bit. So chemical sell price is 3,400. If fabric is at least... where is the fabric in here? I'm blind. There you are. 800 MP. Okay, so I suppose we could export some fabrics from there if need be. We'll let the storage fill up first, but after that, if there's a lot of extra fabrics, we'll start selling some of that and we'll make a decent bit of money. Right, how are the things over here? We did get the house. Oh, that's already full. Okay. Of which all of them are university educated. That's interesting. Also, do we have the technical services down here? No, I don't think we do. We're gonna need one. Question is, where can we fit one easily? Bit of room there. Where's the technical services? Go with the 3-vehicle depot. Assuming that we can fit it in here somewhere neatly. We might technically fit in here. Linking to that one is a bit tricky though, so... But on this side, can we fit it in there? No, I think I went through this and it's just too small gap. Barely, but it is too small. Another place that I could do it is down here, which honestly wouldn't necessarily be the worst idea. If we place it down here, let's see if we can get a connection to the main crossroad there. No. I suppose we'll just connect to that one then. It'll probably take some time to fill up, and we are buying the coal for that one because we don't have any coal making down here. We could make some from wood with the kiln, but unfortunately we haven't done that. So we're not doing that. Not yet anyway. Over here we got the dumper and the microbuses. So the dumper is probably bringing the... Oh yeah, it's currently heading to get some travel for the road presumably. That is indeed the case. So we've got a little bit of clothing there. We don't have a lot in there. Or there. We'll let the clothing fill up a little bit. Eventually we might give this... Actually, what are you doing right now anyway? Oh, you're taking clothing to the shop. Okay. I suppose that's allowed. Actually unloaded quite a bit of clothing over there. Although we are buying up to 4 tons. Okay, so well, but there's multiple tons of clothing at least in the storage extra. Plus some in here. It's not too bad. What about shoppers waiting over there though? Oh, is the school doing... There's 3 teachers now. Okay, so I think we might be able to fix this issue in a year or so. What about... that's just a house. Is it this one? Yes, this is the school. Oh, 120 people waiting outside. Okay. Well, luckily it's not too cold outside yet. Alright then, 0.85, 0.6. Bit hard to see because it's just shuffling the people one at a time in and out, but it seems to be okay. We've still got plenty of oil here. How are we doing in terms of fuel or oil on this? We are doing well. Right, and over there we've got 5 tons of chemicals. Starting to get a little bit loading in here. We've got plenty of fabric for the time being. But if we've got 5 tons there, another... that's what, 7 tons total, plus 1 ton here. 8 tons of fabric. That's enough for 20 work days at full speed, and we're not working at full speed. Well, I am okay with that. Although technically what I could do... oh right, we're buying the crops here. So if it's 0.4, we could probably lower the amount of workers here to... well, let's go to 20 at least. We don't need all that much. I mean, we could start exporting stuff, of course. Which isn't necessarily... but you know what, we're going to go at 25, but I do want to have a bit more workers at the clothing factory right now. And then of course the chemical plant, unfortunately, isn't close enough to most of these things. Unless... there may be a way. Let's say we connect to down there, for example. And then from here we can connect down to there, and maybe even down there. Put some cash on building that. Let's see, can you now reach... well, I mean, you can reach there, but what about the other one? Oh, yes, they can. Good. So there's potentially going to be a bit more workers at the chemical plant now as well. Now, where can people reach up to here? Only to those 2 houses. So there's bound to be a lot of workers extra here, but that's fine. We might want to start building another house, actually, over here, if we can fit it in. Let's have a look. Residential. These are the modded ones that we are using. I believe we'd be using... hold on. On this side, we started using these ones. Yeah, I suppose we can fit one here. That links to both sides already. Automatically, so I don't need to manually do that. Now, we can't start working on that yet until we get the footpaths done, but that's alright. We should have plenty of workers in here to build those rather quickly. And how's the situation in terms of workers here? Well, there's no one waiting over there, so starting to work on more footpaths is probably a poor idea. Cool, there's 20 students at the classroom. That's improvement. Can we actually see... ooh. Okay, we can see the amount of educated people. Ooh, ooh. Oh my. Oh, I'll have to wait until there's more people, but yeah. Well over half of the people in this city do not have an education. I think it's like 2/3 of them don't have any education. Well, that might explain a little bit of the problems. Honestly, we might want to get another small schoolhouse here somewhere if we can fit it in, although, well, there's the footpath going down there, so we can't quite fit it on that side. I don't think there's room on this. There's another schoolhouse over there already. I mean, we could just build a bigger school somewhere, but there's not a lot of room in this particular town, which is kind of the problem. Especially room for the small ones. I mean, let's have a look. Most of these have rather poor education still. But that will take a long while. Oh right, we have started working on the technical services here. We need to get the concrete and we're going to need some steel. Speaking of steel, run out of it most likely to build this. We are still going to need a lot of concrete actually. It's 37,000 to build it. Oh goodness. At least some of the technical services from the other town have been keeping the northern road over here clear. Which, to be fair, is good for the industry. Okay, so we've got plenty of crops there. Got plenty of oil here. We're still buying the gravel and wood. I mean, we could easily bring in the wood from the other town. That wouldn't really be a problem. I just have to invest in a truck. And right now, the wood price is so low that it doesn't necessarily warrant it. Not yet, anyway. 1.8 tons of, because we got about 8 tons of fabric in those two, and another 1.2, so only approaching 10 tons of fabric we use. Are you taking this to... Are you taking to the... cold storage? No, not storage, store. Over here, okay, good. Yeah, they do need a bit more clothing, don't they? Okay, one thing that I could do around here is another one of those small town councils or whatever they're called again. Or I could build one over there, I suppose. I would give a bit more for the people in here to do. There's not all that many students, so I'm gonna do the final research. I think that's the final one. I could be mistaken, of course. Okay, so the ambulances are both on the move right now, but we do definitely need another clinic somewhere around here eventually. Ooh, we did get the book pass on either side, now we're just waiting for the resources. Which, honestly, may take a while. And we did bring some concrete in here. Now we need the steel, and we do not have that steel. Nor the money to buy that steel, quite frankly, so I'm gonna spend the construction there. I'll let them do work on the textile mill and the floating factory. And a little bit on the chemical plant as well. Actually, have a look. This year, overall production, we've produced 2 tons. No, that's this month. This year, total of 9 tons of chemicals, worth 31,000 rubles. It's not a lot, but on the other hand, we can easily increase the production of that for the next year, quite substantially. Let's have a look. How we got on enough oil here, or fuel for the... There's a lot of extra fuel there, so we're not importing any fuel on that side. What about here? Not importing any right now, but we don't have a massive amount of oil there. Let's actually have a look. How is the income? Income has dropped quite a bit with the dollars. Yeah, because we're no longer exporting oil directly. Not right now, anyway. Not exporting a lot of food either. Down to a little bit bitumen and some coal. I mean, currently we're mostly using... hold on, did we... Right, both of these are now just waiting for oil... or fuel or bitumen here, probably. Taking fuel, you're taking bitumen. Alright then, actually, is that... That's for the customs house, and that's for the gas station. But yeah, once the gas stations are full, then we'll start exporting that stuff. And that should give us a bit more money. It's just going to take a while to stabilize the situation. We'll get the stockpiles full, and after that it's going to be providing quite a bit of income. I hope. Okay, population of 3,800. Still quite a bit of adults living with their parents. Not massive amount of things that I can do about that, though. Alright, yeah, we did get the road down this way. Good. Eventually we'll have another town over there. We do have plans for a town here. And then of course we have the town over here. And we'll probably have another one down here. Well, it's going to be a lot of small towns. But it's still going to be a bit slow progress. Eventually it will start being a bit faster anyway. We're still lacking most of the crucial productions that will need to be completely self-sufficient, and we don't have all that robust economy yet. But we are working on that. We are working on that. Have a look. This year... is that's export? No, I wanted to see the import. So there's quite a bit of power import that has been steadily growing. Then there's some alcohol that has been imported. Some food. Quite a bit of gravel. If we have a look at the max... Okay, so steel has been very expensive. Meat has been quite expensive as well. We don't have enough meat production, quite frankly. Even though we do have this one, just not enough people work here, and that's kind of the problem for the entire city here. No one's working enough. Or rather, not enough people are working. Ooh, we got a bit of a problem with temperatures. It should be connected. Yeah, it is connected, but it's just... Hold on a minute. Yeah, you are connected to that, but it's just not going up. Going up. Down. That's not good. Could be that we're kind of at the edge of how much we can provide power here. With just one extra small here. We need to get another one. For that, we need to have more people to work with. Right, so it's pretty much end of the year here, and let's have a quick look at the total. Okay, so we used 216,000 total. I mean, we did build quite a bit. But actually, the big spike there is dollars, not rubles. Yeah, so with rubles, I mean, we've still imported a lot of steel and vehicles and manpower, so those actually account for most of the deficit there. So I suppose next year we can probably do a little bit better, especially if we start exporting any clothing. I don't think we will be yet, but eventually. Let's have a look. You are taking... Right, I didn't set you up to unload to the offices, or the what's it called? Customs house, or customs office. Not exporting there yet. The clothing, but we're bringing a bit more crops down here, so that's good. Do we still have? We got a little bit there, quite a bit over there. Yeah, we'll be providing the crops down. Oh, hold on a minute. Oh, yeah, you did unload there, and I presume you are going to refuel. Oh yeah, that seems to be the case. I haven't got on this one. Just gonna quickly do that. I'm gonna put the gravel roads on 50%. Although most of this should be just gravel roads, and then we are gonna buy 2 of these. Hopefully they can keep the roads somewhat clear. What's the house coming up here? We are gonna need some steel, which we do not have, but we're gonna let them bring in the board and the bricks. I'm a little over the amount of workers down here, the 10 or something like that, though. Because honestly, we don't need a massive amount of workers there. It can take a long while to get the resources anyway. Here we go. About a dozen workers at the chemical plant right now. And clothing, we've got 8. Here we've got another dozen. At least there's a lot of workers down there. Right, have we got on anyone? Nope. And the temperatures are still dropping. Ooh, 10 degrees indoors. It is a bit cold, I do admit. So, there is someone working in here, but the temperatures are dropping quite dramatically. Well, here's the thing. If we happen to have a massive shortage of people in here suddenly, then we can move some more educated people in, and they can actually do their work. And that way we can maybe keep the education levels decent enough. Yeah, well now at least the temperatures are going up again. There's no teacher still. A lot of the workers in here that are still doing their work are getting rather old. We may have a disaster at hand here. Actually, let's have a look. Most of these seems to be, well, some of them are education. Okay, this. Ooh. Okay, 31 without education of the adults there, and 17 with. Yeah, no, that's not good. There's only 1/3 of them. Okay, we need to figure out... you are currently working at the shop. Guess that's fine. You got some basic education. got some basic education. I'm trying to find someone... Ooh. You guys, start working at the school there. Only at the school. We need to keep that school up and running as much as possible. Hopefully this can fix some of the issues. Although I have a feeling that there's so many people that are lacking a huge portion of their education that I'm not entirely sure that we can fix this. Not immediately anyway. We've got some people that are at least studying at the university as well. If we can keep that one working, then everything should be okay for the time being. Of course, we do have the university over here that is working perfectly fine. So what I might actually do at some point is just get rid of the tiny ones and have them go to study at the other town. It would require a lot more buses probably. It would bring or provide a bit more room for maybe another house. Or we could maybe have a school down here. It would provide a little bit teaching at least. Then from over here we could maybe have a bit more housing. Not entirely sure how much we could actually fit in here, but potentially we'd do a little bit at least. And then the third one, maybe a bit more housing over there. Or right next to the asphalt plant, but sure. Speaking of which, there's no one working. No, there's 2 people working there. Okay. So how's the school doing now? Well, not great. No staff members right now at all. Okay, there we go. There's someone that was a 90 or 0.95 in their education, so they're about to get the basics there. Right, well, hopefully we can fix that. There's some room over here that we could put in more housing and various other things. We'll have to do that soon, I reckon. Over here we still need the steel. How much do we have chemicals? Actually, first of all, we still got plenty of crops there. That's good. Actually starting to... Nope, actually, that doesn't have any chemicals there. We don't have the truck in here either, but we don't have a massive amount of chemicals. We've got 0.7 tons. To be fair, it's about half a truck. If I remember correctly. We've got 10 tons of chemicals at this warehouse there, and a tiny bit in here. About... Actually, let's have a look at the other side. How is the fuel situation at the gas stations? It's slowly increasing by the looks of it. Yeah, it's a little bit better than what it was before. Running a bit low on oil though. Running very low on oil in fact. You know what, I will... Even though it does pain my heart a little bit, I'm gonna have to buy another one of the systems here. Because I'm afraid that there are no system designs available for purchase for the distribution office from the Western powers. But that can start bringing in more oil so they can actually keep on working on the... or refining the stuff there. Because there's not going to be 3 things that they can load in from there at the same time. Eventually we will have the pipes connecting all the way there, but right now we do not have the money or the resources to do that. So we'll just go with what we have. And I'm guessing the stuff over here is doing fine. I mean, I think this town is actually in a fairly decent situation. Eventually we do want to build this one, but we do not have the cash right now. And there seems to be some workers waiting there. Seem to be fairly well educated as well, so I don't think there's a... Actually, let's have a look. Uneducated workers, I don't think there's anyone here. Yeah, no, they are getting well educated. Even though they are using small school buildings as well, aren't they? That's the kindergarten, that's the schoolhouse. I believe they might have another schoolhouse somewhere. Or maybe they just have so much less actual housing here. It's not as much of a problem. It's a possibility, of course. Well, I don't see another... Well, I mean, there's a tiny university there, of course, but yeah, no, I think that is working quite well. plenty of teachers here, and the students seem to be very young for the most part, so that is very promising compared to the other side. Have a look at the central school here again. That one. Okay, well, they got 30 people getting education. I think there's going to be some that are going to graduate today. Actually, have a quick look at the list here while pause. Oh, someone did actually get educated. Someone that should be... Oh, that's actually 0.5. And 4, there's a 0.9 over there. Okay, so at least there's one more worker for the workforce. Oh, got a lot of wood here, so how about we seed more pine? Making sure that we don't run out. Actually jump over here to land this area again. There might be some visual glitches in there, so we don't actually see when they are completely running out or not. Why I'm a bit paranoid, because at one point we had already run out of trees for some reason, even though there was plenty of trees still around. Okay, so we missing wood over there. We do have some over there, and this heating plant is still working just fine with the wood. That's good. Now, how are we doing on the fabric situation? We got about 8 tons there and another 2.8. Okay, so got 10.5 tons plus 1. Okay, 12 tons of fabric. Not too bad. We can make 6 tons of clothing with that. That should last for a while. Alright, you're still technically trying to export the chemicals. I mean, we are slowly filling that one up, that's for sure. Okay, so I presume we are we are certainly missing the steel, but we're also missing a bit more board and bricks there. Hello, Average. How's it going? Now then, so far this year we've not made a lot of money yet. On the other hand, we have purchased some vehicles, so that takes account most of the deficit there. A new Wi-Fi. Huzzah! Right, we got a decent bit of oil there. We got two of the trucks here. One is loading up bitumen, and another one is taking fuel. Loading up quite a bit there. That is loaded up quite nicely already, and this one doing fairly well as well. I suppose this year so far our export in dollars has been mostly bitumen, a little bit meat, and a little bit from coal. We're about to reach 4,000 in population. We've still got some certain problems over here. What's this school doing? Yeah, it's getting less crowded outside at least. Have a look at the uneducated workers though. There's still a massive amount in here. Quite a bit on this side as well, especially in these 2 bigger buildings. Oh, 3 bigger buildings actually. And 20 waiting outside. That's not good. Oh, I think someone just became a proper worker there. Good. So one by one they are getting their education, but it will take some time to sort out. Hopefully we don't need to do too much about that though. And they can do it on their own, but I'm not entirely convinced that that is going to be the case. Right, so we're still pumping out the chemicals in here. We got 1.2 tons soon there. And how much do we have at the storage? 12 tons. Here we've got 1.2. That's not too bad. Of course, we're not building that one right now because it needs a lot of steel, and we do not have that. And there's still a lot of crops there which we are unloading, as well as there. Over here, what are you doing? You are unloading those to there. And then you're taking food down this way, which is actually rather full of both food and clothing. Okay, well that's good. Actually have a look at last year's imports in clothing. Okay, well there was the big spike there, but other than that I think it's fairly flat on 0 by the looks of it, so I play Cell Shock Live. I have never heard of that game before, so no, I do not play that. Okay, we got 3 tons of fabric there, and we got 8 tons over there. Actually, how are the people in here? They seem to be quite happy, actually. Even though there's no beer, or vodka rather, available for them, but seems to be fair. Ooh, we're about to get the research done. And then get back to educating. There we go. And now there's no more research available. So we can build whatever we want. Well, in theory. In practice, not so much. And there's a lot of... oh, yeah, there's a lot of workers going through here. So both of those can work in here. Then there's going to be the third house that... I've actually gotten almost all the bricks there. Might spend a little bit of money to get the house completed. Although I'll let them bring in the remaining bricks, because I reckon that there's the vehicle already heading this way. Yeah, there's an open hole heading down here. Yeah, there it is. So I'll let them unload the bricks and then I'll use the cash to complete the building. Actually, let's have a quick look. Look at the plans. Ooh, there is quite a few in here. Well, that means that that house is going to be built rather quickly. Cost 12,000. Not great in terms of money, but it could be worse. It is still within reach of the heating plant, so that's good. And it's filling up rather quickly. On the other hand, it does provide more workers for the industrial area there, so that is good for us. And the population is almost 4,000 now. Still 50 short, but I'm sure that we can reach that sooner rather than later. Oh, we're actually starting to educate some kids in here already. Although there's still a lot of adults in this queue up here that we need to teach. How about the other one? Okay, it doesn't have as long of a queue at least. Right, well, that one's at least kind of going better. I believe we were just unloading some... oh, we actually unloaded some oil there. Does that mean that we got... not really full, but we got a lot of it there. Are you actually unloading it to... you should be unloading it to full. Well, as full as you can. On the other hand, getting some oil exports is not bad while we're waiting for the refinery to do its thing. I suppose we could potentially build a bit more housing here. Do we have... we do not have the town hall or anything like that here, but we could easily set up a couple more houses here without any problems. So let's do that real quick. That there. That there, and can we fit one in here maybe? There was a spot here that I saw. There you are. There's going to be another 30 workers over here for this town. That should help a little bit. You are loading up more fuel, and you are loading bitumen. How much have we sold bitumen this year already? 22.8 tons. That's not bad. $13,000 from that, so that's not a massive income, but it's still better than nothing. Oh, and the snow is melting. Excellent. So, vehicles can go on full speed again. I should probably upgrade those, although... Are there still workers over there? There's a lot of it there. Alright then, so I suppose I will... You know what? I'll actually start upgrading that one first. It shouldn't take a lot of gravel, and it shouldn't take a lot of work from the workers themselves. We can still go around there without too much issues. Plenty of oil at the refinery. I'm guessing that's full and that's currently pumping more. Eventually we'll get the oil pumps all the way to the storage there, but that does take quite a bit of resources and we do not have that yet available. Yeah, that work seems to be going fine. Do we have a microbus here? No, but we could probably buy one. That should help a little bit constructing these. Because there's bound to be... Well, actually not all that many workers in here. A lot of passengers. Some students. That reminds me, we didn't set up a university down here, did we? I don't think we did. Kindergarten and a school. Eventually we do want to get a university in this city as well. So that they can process a lot of people. But again... Priorities. What do we have? We've got plenty of oil there. Got some clothing on there, so we... Oh yeah, we got quite a bit of clothing in here actually. Does that mean that the truck is on the move? It's probably taking more to the other town. Almost 4 tons of fabric there and another... Okay, so we got well over 10 tons of fabric. You know what? I'm gonna buy another vehicle here. I'm gonna pause for a quick moment. And what we are gonna do is we're gonna start loading up fabric from there. I'm gonna make sure that there's at least like 30%. We'll go for 50% just in case. And then what we'll do is we'll start unloading fabrics down there. We actually have got a tiny bit of clothing, but okay, so we won't be exporting the fabrics yet. Probably be doing some other stuff for the time being, but that's alright. So where are you heading? Are you going for the small store? Speaking of which, seem to be quite well supplied. With grocery down here, which is also fairly well supplied. Meat is a bit of a shortage there, but I feel like we're going to figure out a way to fix that eventually. Maybe... Ooh. Yeah, maybe we'll have the travel industry down here. We can also have some meat industry, perhaps. Or we could utilize this... Ooh, actually. Is there anything around this lake? Not really. Well, I guess that's good real estate for some farming then. There's a lot of workers there. Right, well, at least a lot of them will be dropped here, I presume. Oh, well, actually, is that the one? Yeah, that is the one that is going there. Ooh. Got almost 40 workers at the chemical plant now. And that's good. And that means a lot of chemicals. And once we start getting this one full, which is not far away actually, then we start exporting chemicals, and that is going to start making us a decent bit of cash. Not happening quite yet. The more people we have working here, the better. I think I'm going to increase the max workers at the textile mill to 30 for the time being. Over here we got quite a bit of clothing, actually. Eventually we'll probably start filling this one up. Actually, from the storage, you can also pick up clothing if there's extras in there. And start selling, I guess? Oh no, no, I don't want to do that because then it's gonna mix up places. And that is not a good idea. Right, well, we got 4,000 population. We did get this one and that's already full. Fair enough, I suppose. And all of them have university, my goodness. But the education levels in this city are phenomenal. There's still some students around here, but not a lot in all fairness. Right, how's the school doing? There's still 20 students waiting outside. Looks like it might be fixing itself a little bit. Do we? Oh no, we can't see the stats around here right now. Well, let's have a look at the uneducated workers then. There's still a lot down there. Quite a bit around here as well. So no, I don't think the situation has been fixed yet. Looking through these numbers here that are scrolling past. Nope. I think it's still quite far away. Well, luckily we are bringing in workers from the other town here so that they can keep some of the services and stuff working. Including the heating plant, actually, if need be. Right now I don't really see the need for that though, but... Ooh, actually, one thing that I could do... So I could have, if I want to produce more meat, I could just have the bus that is bringing in workers down here, just drop some workers at the chicken farm whenever it's going to the bus stop. At the same time, well, actually, that is not within reach. Okay. I wonder if we'd be able to make it within reach, maybe. By updating some of the footpaths, we could probably make it to reach down there. Just barely. Or going around that way, because all the way here it's 170 meters, somewhere around there. Going around there on a gravel footpath technically might take it close enough. Because there's the footpath connection down here, but it's kind of on the wrong side. So it doesn't really help us right now. Because we've run out of crops there and there. We started working on sowing the farmers at least. Right, so how much do we have? Ooh. Oh, never mind, it did empty still. Well, we're getting closer and closer to exporting our first chemicals. Have a look, just making sure we haven't exported any. Nope. A lot of oil and bitumen and some fuel and food in the Soviet side here, but not much else. At least the dollar side seems to be making money. Here, not so much. Yeah, 50,000 down in the past 2.5 months. That's not a good start. On the other hand, most of that is vehicles and foreign manpower, so it's not as bad as it looks, but it's still not good. Right, so we did upgrade that one without any major problems by the looks of it. I'm going to upgrade a bit of the road there next. I'm guessing we still have some workers. Well, not right now, but we will have some workers there eventually. Although, actually, we are bringing passengers and potential workers. I suppose we can have students and passengers going down this way as well. I don't think it's gonna hurt. Oh, and we started working on the houses here now that we got the footpaths done. Still gonna require quite a bit of resource, but that's alright. Tons of oil being unloaded there. Actually, that's quite full of oil, so that means that we'll be exporting the next load, most likely. Need the resources there, but that did. Okay, I've got some passengers and students. I'm not entirely sure if it will be unloading anyone in here. Maybe. But there's at least a lot of room for students at the school. got a decent bit of food there, and actually quite a bit of meat. Well, that's good. And over here we are... Ooh! But we can actually have the excavator working on this in theory. It's probably sending the other... Yeah, the other excavator is heading down here to do that. Kind of blocking the road for the oil trucks, unfortunately. But we'll have that bit of road soon updated. We got all the gravel there waiting. We've got 80,000 already. What did we export right now? So we exported bitumen and oil. Also, we've exported a lot of fuel. Not fuel, food. I suppose it's a fuel of one kind or another. We've got 30 tons of fuel on there and another 30 tons of fuel over here. So the fuel situation down here has improved tremendously. Right, how much do we have? Ooh, we got full chemical storage there and pretty much full here, so we may have made our first sales of chemicals. Indeed we have. It was only 0.1 ton total, but I still better than nothing, and ooh, we got a lot of workers in here. Running a bit low on crops, well actually not really. We've still got enough for at least 2 months on full work speed. If we run out, we can just buy more. It's not really that big of a deal. Right, so we are going to get the harvest over there eventually. Now you're going to work on that one. Then probably that one, and then that one. Be okay though. And we really need more money. Have we got 12 tons of fabric in here. Still pretty far away from having enough for exporting. Well, I'm just going to increase the amount of people working there to max 50. Now, it may need a bit less, or may mean that there's a bit less workers at the chemical plant. But at the same time, if we have more fabrics that we can start exporting, that'd be nice. Oh, so how much can we actually export on... It's only 3 tons of fabrics. I suppose it's alright. It's still going to be more than... Well, it's going to be about 2,500 rubles per truckload. That's actually not too bad. Considering the trucks are rather small here. Well, for the most part anyway. Right, so we get that completed. I suppose we could start... Ooh, actually. What do we need the most here? What are you complaining about? Hub? Kindergarten places. Oh, right. Well, that's the old school, actually, but the kindergarten over here could probably increase the amount of workers to 15. But there's a lot of babies in here. Well, that's going to fix some of the issues. What are you complaining about, other than the lack of pub or tavern? I suppose the question is, where do we want to place a pub or tavern? Let's have a look. So we got 3 of these. There's the Old City Bar, which is... It's narrow. But I don't think we can quite fit it in there. What about the train-themed bar? Doesn't quite fit there either. What about the liquor store? Nope. Just about too small area there. Okay, well, so we can't put it on there. What about... Can we fit it in here? I don't think we can. The power lines are getting in the way. Oh, never mind, we can. If we rotate it a little bit, then there may be some problems. Can we... Close to the... Actually... Just trying to figure out if I can get the... Because I know that there's a footpath on the side that is currently facing us, but... The question is, can we fit it in here in a way that we can utilize the footpath, but that it can still fit into this area here? I think we found a solution. Not building that one. We should have plenty of workers in here. Oh wow, we really have plenty of workers there. That's 80 workers on that bus right now, which means that there's gonna be plenty around here. There might be some extras actually even after that. Let's have a look. If that's the case, then that's good, because the other town does need quite a few of them. Oh yeah, there's still a dozen. Okay. Wow, we got almost 50 workers in here. It's still not producing the fabrics at a massive speed, but it is producing them, and ooh, 3,500 for a ton of chemicals. I'll take it. And okay, I think we just got workers for the clinic in here, which is actually not a bad thing. At least we can keep that one working. I think it's the closest place that the educated people and, well, most of the people are required. I mean, there might be a little bit of room for workers at the shop here. Yeah, the clinic is good, I think. Okay, there's still about 100 students waiting here. Have we gotten any information on this town yet? No, but if we wait for a little bit, we might get enough. Need like one more person to work there. There we go. So we got 1,200 total population, out of which 450, almost 460 have an education of one type or another, and 700 have no education. So even out of the... Actually, oh right, we can't see the crafts here. Unemployed people, 81. Even with the babies and the children, that's only 590. So yeah, there is a lot of adults without education, and I think some of the kids might have an education already. Maybe, if they've been lucky. The population has certainly increased. Okay, so I think the situation on this side seems to be improving quite significantly now. Well, at least momentarily. Right, so we've sown all the fields except that one over here and that one over there. And means that we're going to get a good harvest in there. Eventually, or rather in late July onwards. Right, so we are working on the liquor store. Of course, we do not have the steel there, but we'll wait for the concrete mixer to bring in some stuff here, and then we're going to figure out the rest later. Now, we are certainly... Oh, we've actually made some money now. Let's have a look. Last month, what did we sell? A bit of oil and bitumen, and actually a decent bit from chemicals, and some fuel. This month, we've already sold more chemicals, bitumen, fuel, and oil. Okay. Technically, all of those require oil one way or another. We've got 1.8 tons of clothing there, and another, so we've got 3 tons of clothing currently in waiting. One of those trucks is just waiting over there. And then we've got 5 tons of fabric down there, and another... Okay, so we might be reaching the limit where we will start exporting some fabrics soon. Which, honestly, I'm okay with. Gonna be a bit extra income, and we can maybe get back to 500,000 by the end of the year. In rubles, and maybe $100,000, because the dollars is... or they are increasing at a steady speed there. Which, have we got on... Still need a bit more fuel there. And actually a fair bit more over here. Right, so do we have workers at the... We do actually have a lot of workers there. Let me upgrade another road in the meanwhile. And we do need to upgrade those 2 bits of road, but... Hey, we'll have the roads around the main area here. Upgrade it eventually. Don't know, it will take some time, but I don't think that's a massive problem. We got the excavator there. I'm guessing they're going to be using the other office's excavator just for the... because it picks first or something. I'm not entirely sure why they've been using that. So we do have at least hub production here. I'm not entirely sure how bad the situation is. Oh right, we got the 3 houses in here. Actually a little bit extra room here, so let's have a look. Are there a lot of adults with their parents here? Oh yeah, they are. Okay, well, I will move you down there. I'm gonna wait for a bit more people to move in, and then we'll move them down there. There we go, so the population over here has increased, and these should actually be close enough to work at the... Yeah, they are close enough to work at the refinery, good. That means even more money. Let's see, over there... Ooh, there's actually quite a bit of visitors at the football field, but that seems to be sorting itself out now. There are a lot of, there are some workers waiting at the bus platform and some passengers. Doesn't seem to be a massive problem. You actually got some workers and passengers down here. Interesting, so did we actually have some workers down here now? Somehow. I doubt it, but it's technically possible. School doing, okay. It seems to be more and more kids at the school now, so that's positive news at least. And what about the other one? Not so good. It is slowly improving the situation, I reckon, but yeah, it's still gonna take a while. We can't see the stats right now. It was what, 500 and... well, actually no, it was 460 that have an education of some type in here, if I remember correctly. So it was about 1/3 of the total population. Because of the total population, only about 60% are adults. I suppose one easy way to look at that is, again, uneducated workers, so... okay, the numbers may have diminished a little bit, especially... well, no, these are just small houses, so those numbers should be small. The situation has certainly improved on this side, though. Damn, that's actually quite noticeable. It used to be pretty much every house over here had at least 2 or 3. Now it's 1 to 2 mostly. Plus this big one has 10 still, but we're working on it. But that does mean that there... oh, there is a worker over there, which is now being taken away. Okay. I'm not sure if there's going to be a lot of work for it over here either, but I suppose it could be better. Right, how's the liquor store coming up? Well, they need the steel, so I'm just going to build that. We're going to have to also purchase the alcohol because we're not producing any right now. But that should increase the mood even further. And it should lower some of the travel between the towns, I guess. But hey, we are closing on 450,000 rubles and we got $90,000 already. How much would it cost to complete this? Ooh, 37,000. I suppose we'll wait for a couple months. Once we start getting the harvest in here, we'll probably use the cash to build this. Or we can continue the construction here. We'll just keep the worker amount relatively low. Like, we'll go with 8 for the time being. Once they get the crane in here, and then it should be okay. And we just need a lot of resources. We don't have the steel though, but they can start bringing in the bricks and the concrete at least. And then we'll just have to get the steel in there. Hold on, did I want to store wood here? Actually, I think I did. Just for the chemical plant, but we haven't been bringing the wood here manually anyway yet, so well, that's not really a problem. Right, so you're going to be loading 2% of your... okay, so that's basically no clothing at all. Got 20 tons of fabric there. Another 3.6 over there, and 5.5 over there. Now we're going to be exporting another ton of chemicals, which actually the price has gone up a little bit already in the past 2 months or so. On the other hand, now that we got the money, I'm going to buy a little bit of steel then. Annual purchase of steel. By 12 tons, so that's 10,000 rubles. It's not enough to actually construct the building, but that's enough to at least get some work done on it. Of course, getting the bricks and concrete is still going to take quite a while. Can we see the situation? Oh, we can. Okay, so there's still 400 and almost 500 people now have an education. Yeah, it has improved a tiny bit there. At least the total numbers. I'm not entirely sure if the percentage has improved massively, but I can always hope that it has. How long of a radius does this place have? 1 kilometer, so it can't reach down there. If we put 2 kilometers here, we can start. Oh, the construction office is on fire now. Well, that's timing. Well, luckily the fire station is right here. Should be able to get there in time. That was timing and a half. There we go. Right, so where are you taking the people? You're probably trying to build something. Oh, right, the grain storage. Not that we really need a lot of workers there. You're taking them there anyway. Right, so now that we have that place providing workers, we should probably start upgrading a bit more of the footpaths here. Let's see, what should we start? Oh, right, I wanted to start upgrading a bit more over this side here. We'll go around the playground here first, and then we'll upgrade that one. Just try to make sure that people from here can reach a bit further. And eventually we'll probably go through here all the way so that they can reach to the House of Culture, which most of them cannot right now. Once we upgrade that particular part that we're currently working on, that should increase the range a little bit. Should be getting the gravel. Yeah, we've got a dumper already on its way, and I believe we should be getting some microbuses at. Oh, there's one microbus heading here. Oh, it's actually from Inkersta, so it might actually get some workers. Oh yeah, I did. Okay, well, we'll get that one completed soon enough, I reckon then. Now, it is going to cause some problems in the pathfinding for a little while. Hopefully it gives the school time to educate some of the people living closer. Right, let's have a look at... Ooh, we actually got almost $100,000 now. That's good. Situation there. Could use a bit more oil. We got a decent bit of fuel there. We have not gotten a university in yet. Let's actually have a look. If we wanted to have a university, we'll probably go with the small technical university. This one that we have in the other town as well. Now, to be fair, it requires concrete, and we don't have concrete production yet. So maybe not right now then. Do we have... I don't think I have any... No. Got the small cement plant that we could do. And we could certainly get more gravel down there. So you know what? Let's get down the quarries first. Gravel quarry. See, so you are facing down that way. Get like 3, actually, ooh, that's actually a pretty good one, so, what? We'll get 6. And we'll also get a gas station around here. Just for the heck of it. And we'll get a road down here. New bit through there. We'll get a nice curve through here. Kind of. Guess that works. Can't quite get it down there, so we'll do that one. This one. So this is actually much more gravel than we'll actually need. It's actually... Because... how much is the gravel processing plant? It's a bit large, isn't it? But let's say if we were to place one here... Moving the terrain a little bit. I'll probably move it a little bit closer to the road, but I just wanted to flatten the area first. But we can't actually move it much closer. Right, so let's say we have a road down there. Come on, I know that I can get the road here. There we go. So let's say we wanted to have... Oh, building is on fire. Factory in Chomsek, the small refinery. Right, well, that's the original refinery. That's a bit unfortunate, but not much I can do about that right now. So we can have the asphalt plant over here, for example. But yeah, let's say we put you there. Then we can get the concrete plant down here. And then we can technically get the small cement plant. Can you actually fit in there is the question. That's terrain. Okay, so if we were to flatten this, yes. It's gonna require some coal, but we can get the gravel from... Oh, damn it. Flattening too much. Okay, well that's not gonna work then. Not quite as I want it, at least. Flatten the terrain a tiny bit downwards. Unfortunately, without bulldozer, I can't strictly flatten it. But now that we've got that, if we just close that and then small cement plant, will that work? Nope. Damn it. Because now it's not even allowing the... Is that gonna... Nope. God damn it. Okay. Let's dig it down. One way or another, I'm gonna make this work. You should get a little bit lower ground so we are actually on level. Luckily they do not need to refuel while you are paused, so I can do this for a while. Okay, let's try this again. No, it's still trying to flatten the wrong area. So let's say if we started flattening here, is that gonna... It's gonna break it, isn't it? Yep. Okay, you know what? I'm just not gonna do that then. I'll give it a little bit more try if I dig out a bit. And let's actually put on the wireframe so we can kind of see what's going on in here. Anything that is red is uneven. Slowly dig down there. We might be able to make this work. Sorry, not a lot of commentary, I'm just concentrating, trying to get this bloody thing work the way that I wanted it to work. Problem is that the game doesn't want to work with me, but let's give it another try. Looks good. There we go. So now we can produce all the... well, the cement plus... oh, right. We can then use the cement to make prefab panels at some point. Okay, now we just need to get roads to all of these, and that's gonna be a whole different set of fun. Can I get through here? Yes. Okay, now let's start building that road. Or that mess of roads. Oh, and we should probably turn off the wireframe. Okay, so we've got 450,000 rubles again. Actually losing a lot. Well, no, not really losing. Going a bit up and down, but taking some passengers and students to the other town. Reminds me, how's the ooh, there's a lot of people waiting at the university. Oh, right, and we got the fire dealt with over here. Luckily, the fire station is right nearby, so that didn't take all that long. Right, so we did upgrade the footpath down here. Good. I will upgrade the next footpath down there. And slowly but surely, we are upgrading all of the, well, at least the main footpaths here, just so that we can then, you know, make sure that people can get places where they need to be a little bit faster. Right, so how is the chemical plant doing right now? We've got 0.4 tons of chemicals. We've got full storage over there. That's pretty much full storage there. We've got 2 tons of clothing there and another 4 tons of clothing here. We've got 20 tons of fabric. That's alright. And we did get some steel over here, so we are working on that. Good. We got the technical services there. Of course, they're not needed right now, but that's okay. How's the make doing? No, actually, one of the ambulances is not even used right now, so it's not too bad of a situation then. Not too bad. Oh, wow, 4,300 population. It has been growing quite nicely today. Although, well, we built a little bit housing. We built that one, just actually 80 workers, and that's another 64, so 140 plus another 30 around here. So yeah, I suppose that's mostly taking care of that. Okay, and that is now heading here doing some of the works. We will need a lot of gravel, to be fair, to complete all of that, but that's okay. We'll get a lot of gravel from here. We just... ooh, right. We're gonna need a bus platform down here, most likely. I think a small one will suffice. So that we can actually get the workers in here and they can work on all of these facilities. Because there's going to be some housing going down this way as well, but take it easy. Although, actually, we could potentially link up from here down to this way. Question is, do I want to link to that one, this one? Because that's probably the closest one. That's going to give me, or give us, a quicker path from here. If I want to put, actually, I don't remember if I could put in more housing there or here. Let's have a quick look. I have a feeling that no, we won't be able to fit in any there, but I think it's worth a shot. No, this is slightly too small. If we didn't have the footpath, then yes, we could probably place more housing there. On the other hand, we could easily put in more housing here. One there. Go through here and connect to that one. And just connect these. That's going to give us another 30 workers capacity. Of course, it's going to take a while. The gravel production is going to be quite busy for a while with all the roads down here and over here, and then working on the... Oh yeah, we need to get the processing plant working. Now, to be fair, eventually we don't necessarily need this one anymore. Once we get the gravel production working full speed over here, that actually reminds me, we do not... Well, you know what? We can still have a little bit of gravel production over here, just for the use around here for upgrading roads and all that sort of stuff. But then this one... We may need to set up a... what's it called? A distribution office that is going to take some of the gravel to a... let's say a storage or something. Because we may have a lot of production over here. And these will be using some of it, but not all of it. And secondly, we will need to use some gravel directly here, so... Actually, better option might have been to have a small storage between here first. Or somewhere around here first. And then that connects to the cement plant, and then cement plant connecting to the concrete plant with the factory connection. Yeah, that would have been a better idea, but that's too late now. Well, it's not really too late, but I don't want to do with the terraforming again. It was painful. At least not with those same buildings again. Right, so we do have... Yeah, I get about a dozen workers most of the time here. Seems to be quite a fine amount for the time being. Oh, right. One of these is providing electricity directly to that one, isn't it? This one is I do wish that there was a way to stop these from providing power directly to those and just provide it to the transformer, but unfortunately that's probably not how the game mechanics operate. I mean, I do get that it kind of means that you don't need to have a substation everywhere if you just have some power production, or you don't need to have a substation right next to a power plant, for example. So I do understand that appeal there. Okay, still need 11 tons of steel. Go buy another 12. It does cost 10,000 rubles, but it should be okay. Ambulances are not busy over there, so that's good. We're not building a lot around here, are we? Oh, we're building the grain storage, but that's about it. And over here we did upgrade that one. So how about we upgrade the next bit there? We can at least go around here for the time being. And if we have a look at from here now, so... Yeah, most people can reach the bus platform, or from here we can reach most things. Once we get more of that main path over here upgraded, then we might actually be able to reach more of this rail time yet. No, not quite. I think once we have steel production going on, then we can start thinking about rail. I mean, well, we have been thinking about rail. We've gotten the first station in here, all the cargo trains and all that, but yeah, I'm not going to start building that because we do not have the productions for that, quite frankly. It will eventually be, but it's probably still going to take out until like 1980s before we start working on the rails. We actually got a lot of workers waiting here. Luckily we got a big bus approaching. That means that we're probably going to be dropping most of work on here. How we actually... Have a look. This year, how we exported fabric we have was almost 17,000 rubles. Also, chemicals for 50,000. That's not too bad. It's actually the most valuable export that we've had this year, so far. And if we can keep that up, then yeah, that's good. We had a bit of a problem on this side of the Republic that we just didn't have enough exports for all the expenditures that we had, and I think that is turning. which is fine by me. We've got another 20 tons of fabric in there. Once it goes over 21 tons, one of those trucks should go ahead and pick up some. Okay, so we've got... Ooh. Getting a lot of money in dollars. Let's have a look. What did we sell? Bitumen and a bit of oil. Well, oil was a bit early, but bitumen is providing a lot of good cash there. Got that road underway, that road underway, and I'm guessing we are waiting for a lot of dumpers. Well, there's one. Alright, and have we started working on these yet? All these. We have got some materials there, just don't have the workers to do that yet. Because most of the workers are now reaching or going to work here. Well, most that are not busy with the service buildings here. There's a bit of a delay on things then. We've got plenty of oil there, and that is actually full. What's the... Oh! Okay, so that's basically full. What about the other one? Almost. Needs one more truckload. Speaking of truckloads, what have we got? Oh yeah, we're helping on the roads. Never mind then. Let them do that. Oh well, because this one doesn't actually have a... Yeah, okay. We don't have a dumper there. I actually wonder what sort of... So we could buy some buses in here, or a beat 1200. Okay, so basically just some vehicles to transport people, but not do actual construction work. New vehicle type available. Boxcar. The game sure likes to offer me all the train stuff. Unfortunately, I'm not going to be using them for a while. Actually, no, I'm pretty sure that I can't fit anything in there. Maybe a small house, I suppose, but... Let's have a look. Fit one sideways here. Nope. Oh, actually. I think we can fit one there. And to build cars. Well, again, we don't have steel production, so it's kind of the import price for the steel is massive, and the more we import, the more expensive it's going to be. And even then, we still need to get the production line for that. And to be fair, we do have some of the modded ones, so they wouldn't be as expensive as the vanilla one. But let's have a look. There's production line. There you are. So it takes 44 tons. Yeah, steel is basically needed for everything. So, well, let me actually have a quick look. If we were to build one over there, there's going to be a bit of an empty spot, but that would cost 122,000 rubles just to build that, if we wanted to, you know, not do it manually. And to do it manually, we need to have steel and mechanical components productions, which we do not. I'm just going to demolish that, but yeah, things are rather expensive, but I do have some plans to get in some mines over here. Basically, once we have this particular town up and running, we'd probably get the gravel production town down here, and then we're going to utilize that to get the gravel that we need. And after that, I think we have pretty much all that we need for using buildings other than steel. So we can then start making a mine area over here, because if I remember correctly, there is coal down here in the hills, also in the small hill down here, and then there's iron right next to the water here. So we can make steel in a city down here. That's this valley, and it's actually room for a rather large city. So I think in about 10 years or so we'll have the steel production going, and then we can start doing our rail production and all that sort of stuff, slowly but surely. Okay, so that loaded a little bit of workers from there. Is there... No, they shouldn't be working... Oh no, actually they are working on the houses here. Right. We need to get the gravel in there. Or singular house actually, but let's have a look. Residential... That one. Can we fit one if we rotate this? Technically. Sure. Get a bit more housing in here, just for the heck of it. Oh no, could we fit one there? Yeah, oh, that's too small. Game. Now we could fit some over here, I believe. Well, at least one. Although it starts to get pretty far away from the shop, so I'm not entirely sure if I want to place them there. Reminds me, are these close enough to the shop? Oh, they are. Okay, well, they might be close enough then. And people are visiting the liquor store. Not massive amounts, but they are visiting... Ooh, actually, we got 500,000 in rubles now. I do want to keep at least 500,000 or so whenever I start building. Just, you know, if things go wrong, we can do quick building. And you are going to be taking another 1.3 tons of oil to be exported. That's not too bad. We got 20 tons of fabric there. Why are we be selling this? Ooh. 21,000 from chemicals. Oh wow. In a single month. The total this year chemicals is 64,000. By far the best export that we have right now. Probably even if we take into account the bitumen over here. Yeah, bitumen does provide quite a bit of money, but it's not quite the chemical worthy. Right, let's have a look at the not housing, the education crisis here. There's actually a little bit of room at the school right now here, at least on the other one. What about the main one here? There's still quite a bit of people there, but I think the situation has improved. Oh, God damn it, I just... There we go, pause. So we got a total population of, or adult population of 660, out of which 611, well, it might not be all adults, but yeah, around 600 have education. So it's not too bad. I think that most of the crisis has been averted now. Which means that there should be a lot of workers in... Well, there's a lot of workers there. We have upgraded a bit more around here. I suppose we can continue working on that one. And then we'll probably do a little bit more upgrades around here as well at some point. Actually, I don't think there's going to be anyone using that one for the time being. Yes, you are taking bricks to some of the houses over here, aren't you? Probably for this one, yeah. Need to gravel down there. How much do you have? Oh, you are pretty much full on chemicals. Okay, let's have a look. How much are you going to be exporting? Also, how much are we going to be making? Okay, 3,500 again. That's pretty decent. The fact that we can, if we can keep this working mostly on full speed, which we are not right now, but we could be filling that truck every 3 days, which would be quite impressive. Probably takes more than that to just travel back and forth. Okay, that is quite full on clothing. There's still plenty of room for clothing here. Got some fabric down there, and quite a bit over here. Oh right, yeah, we've... Oh hey, we got the grain storage. You are the one that is unloading stuff. So, why don't you also unload over there, and unload. Basically, we'll use that as a stockpile from all of these, and we'll invest into a second truck, because it's almost harvest time. I want to have the capacity in here to actually work those industries. Also, do we have... We did get some chemicals in here, although Frankly, I'm gonna lower this to 50-50. I'll make it 50-50 because the chemical amounts in there are not gonna be massive. It's gonna be exporting them sooner than we can fill it completely. There's a bit of a fire there, but that's been dealt with. Quite swift action there. And there's a lot of fueling at the gas station, but it is domestic fuel, so there's nothing to worry about. Well, other than the fact that it might be a bit flammable. Okay, so still missing a little bit of resources here, but there are 2 open haul trucks heading here. So that should be, you know, that's the boards down there, and the bricks should be following soon. Yeah, there they are. So we can actually complete another house here. There we go, and that should be filling up rather quickly. And all of them have university education. And all of them have radios. Alright, thanks to the buying the vehicle, we are now back below $500,000, but that's alright. We've got $130,000 now, so that's good. We're going to need quite a bit to actually complete the constructions down here, but it will take some time before we actually get constructing. Ooh. Well, I say that. Well, yeah, it's going to take quite a bit of resources. But once we get all of this working and this working, then we don't need to buy the concrete or the asphalt anymore around here, and we can actually construct, at least do the groundworks on all of these automatically. Well, not automatically, but manually. There's a fire truck over there. Right, yeah, we put it down that way just so that we can get the footpath connection down there. While taking some workers to somewhere. Oh, actually done a little bit of progress on the footpath down here. One completed, and we'll start it on the second one there. Needs quite a bit more workers, but that's not much we can do about that. We started working on this one a little bit. Need more gravel though. And how's the 66 tons of oil there? And we got quite a bit of bitumen and fuel in these. Gonna be taking the actually gonna be exporting the fuel this time. Gonna be a few $1,000s. Have we actually exported any fuel? We have exported a little bit of fuel before, but that means that all the gas stations are fairly well supplied for the time being. So that is good news. And actually, once we get the groundworks productions over here completed, we can then maybe start planning the city in here. And there's going to be 2 mines down here, one for coal and one for steel or iron, and then we're going to start making a little bit of steel on the western side here as well. And actually, we don't have the fabrics or anything else productions here, so maybe not worth the vehicle production might not be worth it yet, but we can at least start exporting the steel if we don't need it. And you know, also we will need a lot of steel anyway, so that's going to be handy. And then we can maybe make some more advanced buildings down here already for the next town over. I'm not entirely sure what they'll be working on here. Maybe clothing, maybe electronics, although electronics is still pretty far away in a lot of ways. Is that, well, there's the oil here. We could technically have another chemical plant down here for maybe plastics. So if we get the plastic production, buying the fabrics wouldn't be too much because the vehicles don't buy a lot. So let's say we have a small town here for plastics and chemicals and all that sort of stuff. We can have a slightly bigger town over here that could technically start producing vehicles. Again, it's long-term plans here, but that is something that we could do. It would be a fairly close location to both the border and all the towns here, but also to expand down this way. That wouldn't be a terrible idea. And at the same time, we can eventually connect through here. Actually, I believe it was around here, our plan. Right, through here and then connect to that road. So we can then technically start sending vehicles down this way from there. And that would actually be rather good idea, although the travel times are massive in there. But Eventually we can probably do something about that. We can then, if we get the road between those two places, we can then start slowly but surely building up some towns in between. And make the travel a bit more reasonable. So we've got one of the houses completed, and it's already full, of course. But that happened already while we were previously here. Let's have a look. That needs a bit more boards, and I'm pretty sure that that is going to be delivered soon. We got plenty of chemicals there. We started bringing in some crane there. That's good. So we got... Actually, we haven't started a harvest there. We emptied that one, didn't we? Haven't started harvesting on any of these others yet. We should be able to get most of the crops out of there. And education over here is doing fine. While the school down here is mostly kids now, so that's good. That means, let's actually have a look. Uneducated workers on this side of the town, there's barely any. On this side of the town, there's quite a few still. But yeah, things are improving. Huzzah! Let's see, so we got one being treated there. A bit bad health, I suppose. Right, we did upgrade those footpaths, I suppose. You're not busy. I'm just gonna start upgrading more of the footpaths down there, and once we reach that one, we'll then upgrade the upper path there. And then maybe upgrade a little bit more around here as well. And down there, and around here, and all. Just a little bit surely we'll upgrade the entire network, but it's gonna take a long while. Maybe not upgrading all of the ones going into the houses themselves, but like all the main footpaths around here. When we have over 500,000 rubles again. Not sure for how long, but we have it for the time being. Right, so how is the clinic doing over here? There's quite a few patients in there. There's not a massive amount of staff there. I suppose we are building more houses. Alright, we did complete that, and I can educate people. Alright then. That's not too bad. Not too bad at all. Right, so we got some fabric soon to be exported. We got 10 tons of clothing in here. I think. Because we got pretty good stockpile over here, don't we? Yeah, we do. That's actually full. Alright then, so we do not have a problem with clothing in here. We should probably start exporting that then. The problem is, we do not have a vehicle depot around here for easy access. We can make one. A road vehicle depot around here, for example. And I'm going to use some cash to get this built quickly. Because even though it is expensive, a few trips of, and we'll buy a over toll truck. Let's see, we're exporting clothing. This might not be the worst idea. 3.5 tons. On the other hand, how much is this one? 6 tons of clothing. Sure, we'll do that because each ton of clothing is rather valuable. What we're going to do is it's going to go there, load clothing, cancel loaded, go there, and then go back here. Basically doing manual exports here. But I actually want to see how valuable is that going to be. Because we got the clothing in there, we can easily utilize. Oh, right. Did you go to refuel? Oh, yeah, you went to refuel first. Right, well, now you're heading to the warehouse. Frankly, I'm almost tempted to set up a small road down here. Oh, wow, that's 20,000. Okay, so that's covering about half the cost of building the station, or the depot. That's not too bad. So that's too short of a trip to actually bend it at least a little bit. We'll assign that there so people can actually, well, the vehicles can go there a little bit easier if they're going down this way. If they're not, then doesn't matter, I suppose. Okay, well, we got all of 500,000 again. I'll take it. Got 4 tons of clothing there. It's gonna take a while to have it full once more, but that's alright. Got the extra housing there completed. Have a look at the situation down here. How's the school doing? Ooh, there's no teachers in there. And 100 students waiting. Whoops. That's not good. But it is better than what it used to be. Okay, so we're getting a lot of harvest down here. Not massive on the crops from that bit of fields here. And this one, get a fair bit more at least. Oh, and we started doing the harvest on the big field. Excellent. And no crops down there, but we do have 2 trucks that will be taking crops down here. Ooh. No, actually, are you... Yeah, you just took the crops from there and unloaded. Wait a minute. Oh, you are unloading at the grain storage right now. Okay. None of it went here. Not being used right now. I suppose one thing that I could do is I'm going to switch so that we are buying automatically a little bit down here and not buying it over here anymore, so that they will actually pull from the grain storage. Secondly, this is probably slightly closer to the border, so the delivery cost should be a fraction of a ruble smaller. Yeah, we've got quite a bit of students in here actually, which is fine. I mean, well, the population has increased recently, but that was kind of expected to happen anyway. Do we have any steel in the stockpile here? In theory, yes. In practice, not really. Right, well, we are bringing crops down there at least. They are being used over there. Oh, right, yeah, now I realize something. Now that we are importing the crops over here, we might be taking crops from there and taking it down, for example, over there, manually. At the same time, are we unloading directly into... Oh, that's the wrong one. Yeah, you don't need to unload directly to the textiles anymore, do you? You can remove that connection, because it's enough that we just unload at the grain storage. You know what, we can actually set up so that we do not load from the grain storage. Unless there's, say, 30% at least. But there's enough to keep the textile mill working, and over here we are not buying crops. That's fine. Looks like we don't have a massive problem with the production anyway. I mean, I'm sure that we will fill up the stockpile here quite nicely again. I'm not gonna make that 75-25. We're gonna have 100 tons of crops there, and that's enough for 200 days of working. Full speed, which we're not. So, that's not too bad. Look at the prices here a little bit. So, oil prices now over 100 rubles per ton. What am I producing now through all the settlements? We got chemicals, clothing, and textiles. We got, of course, crops. We got food production. We got a tiny bit of meat production, but that's not kind of keeping up with the demand. Then we got bricks, boards, or technically that's wood, and the board is down there. Then we got asphalt, fuel, bitumen, concrete, oil, and then on the other side we got also bitumen, fuel, and oil. We got some gravel, a little bit coal production, actually quite a bit coal there, and then we got some board and bricks down here, and more meat and food. So mostly basics right now. But now that we are starting to get some decent income, like, actually let's have a look at this year. Oh wow, 100,000 profit in dollars so far. Man, that's actually pretty good. and 60,000 in rubles, even though we've been buying quite a bit of vehicles. If we hadn't been buying vehicles, we'd actually be all building stuff with foreign manpower. Actually done another 86,000 or 87,000 rubles, so yeah, that'd be over 130,000 rubles profit. Unfortunately, we've had to use a fair bit in here, but that's alright. Actually, one thing that... How much would it cost to build this now? 58,000. Rather expensive. But eventually I do want to link these up directly, so we don't need to have a truck bringing in the oil here directly. We can just have a truck here, or we can load up the oil from there and take it to the customs house directly, so that's cutting down the middleman, so to speak. But it is a rather high investment to get everything in here. We also have one more oil rig here that we could build. But at the same time, I think it's better to get the pumps linked up to the refinery first before we start doing that. Okay, so we got the gravel there, but we haven't actually done much work since then. We got the good... Oh, the road connection to linked here still needs more gravel. But this is the asphalt plant. How much would it cost to... Oh, 112,000. That's quite a bit. Oh yeah, there's a lot of mechanical components and steel that are required. On the other hand, let me actually have a look. We want to use the small mines. Where are they again? Not farm, mine. There you are. So, small coal mine, we could get one down here without too much issues. Because we do need to set up the processing plants, and those also cost a fair bit. Let's have a look. So, processing plant for the ore. It's not a massive in size, to be fair. Actually, have a look. How big is the modded steel or steel mill? I do remember that. Okay, it's actually rather small. So let's say we had this somewhere around here. We'll take a little bit distance. Oh, we don't have an excavator available. But let's say we have it somewhere around here. We'll probably put in a bus stop in between first, and then we can put it down here. We're going to have a stockpile down here. And the stockpile can be connected to a... Oh, we'd connect the stockpile to a railway. Oh, railway station. Right, and then we can maybe have the... Well, if we decide the railway to go first, then we can connect the... We don't have to build the railway first, of course, but we can decide where the railway will go, and it might go below the conveyor belts that are connected this to the refineries, or the processing plants, of both coal and iron. And yeah, I suppose that might work. It should be close. Ooh, actually, there is a problem with that. I suppose we're going to use roads to connect to that. Okay, yeah, I think we can make that into work. So we'll have the our first steel mill somewhere around here, with the processing plants on there and mill over here, connecting the roads down there, and the railway goes through there somewhere. Then it goes around the town here and through here. Then we can have a station over here that we unload stuff into or from, and then that can be exported directly. Well, almost directly. And then the rail can continue down this way and down. Not sure if it goes down this way. Maybe it go around there, or then it just goes around things through here. Actually, we could maybe make a tunnel through here. So from there across here. It would be very expensive, but it might work rather well. I actually like that idea. Right, so we got 540,000 rubles, so we actually got pretty good income thanks to the chemical plant. And I suppose we got some clothing over there that we could go and export. Yeah, another 20,000. Right, I suppose since we got so much, well, I say so much money, but since we got a little bit of money, let's go ahead and buy some more steel so we can construct things manually. And I guess the next question is, what are we gonna build next here? We got the basics in here, so we don't necessarily need to build up this anymore right now. We could start making our way down south for the gravel processing area here. Let's actually go ahead and plan the railway first, because I think that's going to be rather important. Go around there. There's going to be a rail going through here, most likely. So we'll go along the coastline here. Or shore. And we are going to have a offshoot going down to the left. So let's say from here... Hold on. Yeah, I suppose we can make one from here. We do need to connect to this one, I reckon, as well. So hold on, that would be from here to there, crossing not allowed. Well, that works. There we go. So we have another triangle here that we can utilize for traffic, and then what we'll need is we'll need a train aggregate loading, most likely. We can put it down here. Actually, we'll probably place it... And we can flatten the terrain. Huzzah! We'll place it there. And then we'll need to link this. Probably need to put in a diamond here, actually. Question is, which way do we... Actually, probably want to have it on this side. We'll be able to put in lights over there. And we'll have to connect this over here as well. We'll put in another diamond somewhere around here. Diamond can technically be part of the same area as the entire crossroad here, so that shouldn't cause issues. And then we can set up some quarries down here. We can set up the gravel processing plant here. We'll put in probably a stockpile first. Oh, and there's a house on fire. That's not good. Well, the fire station is... Yeah, it's right there. I was like, hold on, are these the same building? But no, they're not. Well, that's been dealt with. And another fire has been dealt with. Yeah, there's been a lot of fires lately. Right, well, let's get back to planning this area here. So, now that we have that, let's set up the gravel processing plant here. We can connect it... Actually, we don't want to connect that directly there. Let's set up the small storage first. I think small will be more than plenty. Place you down here. And maybe get a road under here, yep. And connect these. Then we need to go back and get the gravel processing plant. We don't technically need to use this big one, but I figure that it might be good to utilize it. It's gonna require some workers. Actually, is there... Oh, there is a footpath on the other side. Okay. That makes my life a little bit easier. Let's see. Can we flatten this? Eventually. It may take a few moments. Now, building up this is gonna take a lot of time and effort. Once we get the gravel over here, we can then start utilizing the gravel to produce. We can maybe even get the concrete production down here. Well, at least the cement production as well. Somewhere around here. And we're going to transport the cement, and I'm not sure if we want to transport the gravel directly. We might want to use a train for that, actually. But to unload the... Okay, well, once we get this one flattened out, which seems to be taking weeks, at least in game time, And we can set up some quarries down here, but after we've done this, we'll set up a train unloading station in the first town that we have. Come on. Almost done. Almost done. There we go. Right, so I wanted to set up the train aggregate unloading. If I want to utilize that here, oh, there's some other infrastructure there that is a little bit in the way. Oh, it's the actual train. Oh, right, we'd probably need to put it on the other way around, or we could even place it down here, maybe. Not necessarily, though. It's flat terrain, so that is kind of the problem. And that is... okay, can we place it on this side, then? Actually, I think we can. Alright then, well that works. It's a bit of a... tight fit, I'd say, but I think we can make this work. So what we can do here is, well, first of all, let's place this one down. Also, we need to have a truck aggregate loading down here. Place that one down there. And we can get a road going this way, just so that we can actually get that one connected. Also, we need to set up the rail, so before I forget, let me designate those. Right, can we'll do the diamond near the crossroads section again. I've learned my lesson from the previous one, and I'm using my bit of a steep incline then. Well, leaving enough space for the diamonds to be set up correctly. So that there's also room for the lights. Okay, so we got that one. So we'll have a way to unload the gravel there. We can then truck it over there. We can have like 1 or 2 trucks that will be unloading it constantly. And then from there we can transport it into wherever it's required. That should be okay. Last chance to buy... ooh. I do like the T138, but I suppose that will have to wait. And that message. Right, so we want to have a town over here. We'll get the cement production down here eventually, but that's not a priority right now. What we'll need to do is we'll need to get the road down this way. We get a bit of a curve here, follow kind of the curve of the railway. I might be able to fit in a conveyor belt eventually. Right, so we'll go through there and we'll have a crossing down here which will maybe go down this way. Actually have a look at the conveyor belt possibilities there. I suppose technically, yeah, if we were to use a conveyor belt down here, for example, although not connect to the road quite yet, but say we connect there. Actually, it might be a bit difficult with the power line going in there and all the roads, but let's give it a try. Can we connect to that one? Nope. Okay, so we'd need another one in between. Get that one out of the way first. Okay, so you can connect there. But yeah, it just gets very expensive is the problem. Probably need to have another one here between... Or can we not even get the connection? Might not be able to get that. No, the footpath is probably too close. What about truck aggregate unloading over here at least? Can we not get that one either? A bit too tight spot there. Yeah, no, I don't think it's going to be a viable option right now. Trucks is going to be so much easier to deal with right now. So I'll just get rid of these. In theory, it could be possible, but I might have to move the power lines and the roads and the footpath around a little bit, and honestly, I have no interest in doing that right now. Maybe later, maybe later. I actually do all the groundwork for these at least, so that's good. We did get the diamond on both of these, good. Did we have diamonds on this? No. We did have a diamond over there though, so I guess that works. And one over here. Oh right, I forget that this is probably too... Well, there's a room for the lights over there at least, and there's going to be a room for lights over here, so it's still going to be part of the... What's the word? Well, the connecting area here. So it shouldn't be a problem, but eventually we need to figure out where the hell are we going to start building those, or where on earth are we going to start building all of this rail network. It's probably going to take a while. Yeah, we'll get a small town-ish here. I'm not entirely sure what else we're going to do in here, other than the gravel. We might do... Maybe we'll want to do a bit more meat production, so we could maybe have a couple ranches down here, and we're going to have some farm areas around the lake here, for example. Actually, around the lakes in here. Not entirely sure how much I can fit in there, but we can probably get a decent bit of farming in there. 4600 population, that's not too bad. And we are certainly making a lot of money now. Well, look, 400,000 total this year in rubles, and it's only September, end of September to be fair, but still. Chemicals is 117,000. Bitumen is 85,000. Oil is... So it's chemicals and oil, bitumen and fuel mostly. And a fair bit from clothing as well, and fabric. So things are looking rather bright right now. How is the education situation in here? I think it has improved quite nicely. Not sure if the university educated people has gone up enough, but at least the basic education has, so there's not... Well, there's still a teacher lack over here, but I think we can get some down here eventually. There we go, there's 3 teachers. Probably came from the neighbouring town, because there was a bus just over there. Right, so we are going to require a lot of travel around here. That should be okay though. Because we got the road there, we started the road over here. It's going to require quite a lot of travel. We'll technically have room for 2 more trucks in here. You know what? What are the ones that we need? I suppose I'm going to get another dumper. We can then move that to the other town once it's not required here. And once we start upgrading the road into asphalt, I think it's going to be... We'll probably move one of those trucks away and get a roller and a paver in there instead. Okay, so that is working. We are buying quite a bit of gravel right now from Soviets, but at the same time it's not particularly expensive, so it's not the end of the world. How much do we have? We've got plenty of crops there, so that's good. We've got some crops over here. I think that's the... Ooh, that's the fabric truck. Taking... Yeah, that's making almost 3,000 rubles per truckload. That's not too bad. And do we have... We've got a lot of clothing there, but we do need to wait for a bit more before we can safely export more. Because I do want to make sure that there's enough for our needs in the towns that we currently have. Actually, since we did buy the steel, how about we build another house here? Get a 5-story one here. There we go, so it's linking on both sides there. So they should be able to reach down to work over there, for example, but also reach all the services down here. Including the store over here, which has a lot of clothing in it. I'm actually going to lower the electronics portion of that a little bit. So we can store more of the clothing in there, and it gives us a bit more leeway, or a bit more buffer, before we run out. Almost 300 adults limited parent. Yeah, that's starting to be a bit of a problem. Also, you are going all the way back to refuel. Already October. Well, there's only one place that we need to harvest right now, and I think we can manage that. Is there still... that is empty. That is empty. A little bit over there, and a little bit over there, but yeah, we are not going to lose any of the harvest over there by the looks of it. That is already empty because we've been emptying everything down this way. And a little bit down here, I suppose. Almost 600,000 rubles and almost $200,000. Okay, so we are finally getting back in track with, in terms of money. Right, and we got the cargo train station here, which is mostly to bring in some stuff down here. We could technically have a small, like a small storage down here and maybe a barn down here, just so that we can unload whatever we need to, and then just use some trucks to empty those storages into other storages. But again, the trains are still at least 10 years away for us, so probably shouldn't worry about too much in that regard. Over here, we've gotten some steel, but we don't have mechanical components, and we won't be getting any anytime soon. I'm going to suspend the construction. I'm going to suspend the construction of this. Well, I'll let them do the groundworks, I think, but after that, I'll suspend that one. Because they haven't reached quite there yet anyway. Okay, that is working quite well. Let's have a look at the western towns here. How is the production going on here? So they have started bringing the gravel there, still missing quite a bit. They're doing a decent bit of work over here. There's quite a bit too many quarries down here. But I figured that I'd have a bit too many rather than too few. Besides, they're very cheap to make anyway. It's a few $1,000s. Eventually I can maybe... oh, right, did we... do not have a planned railway through here, do we? Not directly, anyway. I mean, if we want... because we do have plans for the railway through here, I suppose, and the tunnel. We could potentially have a second processing plant down here, which will then be loading into storage and then into train aggregate loading, and then we can take the gravel further inland for places where it's required. I suppose all of this is inland, but yeah, further into the Republic. We've got a few workers over there. Do we actually have a lot of... not a lot, but we've got some people in here. Also, we don't have the dumpers, so trying to upgrade some of the footpaths here so that more people could reach the bus stop is not going to happen right now. Eventually, although I suppose we do have some cash, we could use that. Not sure if that has much of an effect on the range, but if we upgrade enough, I'm pretty sure that we can get all the houses to actually reach in here. And mostly I think we just need to upgrade the main footpath going all the way through. That's probably not going to be the priority for the rest of the stream today. I mean, we still got 2.5 months left. But I do like the fact that now we did have to invest quite a bit of money to get all of this working, but now that they are working, they are providing a lot of cash. Especially the chemicals. It is a really good way to get money. Actually, currently, of our yearly profit in rubles, almost all of that can be attributed to chemicals. Direct exports, but also the fabrics is using a fair bit of chemicals. It's used 7 tons of chemicals to produce the fabric that we've exported. Isn't too bad, really. A little bit of clothing. Actually, do we have more clothing to export yet? No, not quite yet. These trucks are just taking a few piles of clothing or clothes and taking them to the stores. Alright then. Oh yeah, how are we doing in terms of oil here? Pretty good. What about the refinery over here? We have gotten a bit more workers over here again, so the trucks are doing their best, I suppose. Last chance to buy. Alright then. Okay, so you are taking bitumen, you are trying to unload oil. You are picking up fuel? Yeah, well the fuel went rather quickly. I mean, we did have a pretty good stockpile there. How's the oil doing in the stockpile here? Yep, it's still doing just fine. Only got the 2 pumps over here, but they are still working quite nicely. Frankly, without the oil production, our economy would not be in this good of a shape. It is a very good investment early on. It might not give you the best prices all the time, but it's a steady amount of money that you get without having to have any workers in there. Of course, if that's the only export that you have, then the price may plummet a little bit, so trusting solely on that may not be great for the economy. But technically you don't need to have any people in your republic and you can still get the income from that. Is that exporting fuel? Oh, it's over 1300 rubles there. You might want to start investing in a bit bigger trucks soon on this side as well, although I'd like to be able to produce them manually. So what I might do actually is the city over here, which will have steel production and it will also be feeding the mines and processing and all that. It's going to be a rather large city, but I might actually make a vehicle production line there as well, so we can start producing some vehicles for the use on this side, and then we can have the road connection all the way through here, probably railway connection as well, or it is going to be both rail and road, and railroad. Okay, so let's take a look at the situation here. There's some workers waiting there, but not too many. I believe we got the harvest done over here. Yes, everything has been transported, and 245 tons of crops there. 216,000 rubles and $206,000. Not too shabby. Oh, did you actually take any? Okay, you took a tiny bit of clothing there. And you are bringing in more crops. Good. And this can keep on working for quite a while with the crops around here. How much do we have? Okay, we got 66 tons over there, so we can keep that one going for quite a while as well. That's good. Right, how's the... Ooh. Okay, we need more steel. And we need bricks and boards, but they probably just started working on the actual building there. On the other hand, have they... No, they haven't done the groundworks here yet. Okay. Got me worried there for a moment. Oh no, we've used all our steel here, haven't we? Spend the construction there. Yeah, no, we are completely out of steel. Well, luckily we do have the money now, so we can buy in a bit more. 24 tons. Gonna last a little while at least. We've got plenty of crops inside there as well, and we're taking another 940 kilograms of chemicals. It's really making a lot of money, and I like that. See, the heating plant is working just fine. Oh, right, I remember now. We used to have a bit of a problem around here with the temperatures. I'll have to look if that persists. It kind of does. Actually see the percentages. No, not on this one. We could see it from the exchanger, I believe, but not from this one. Just to see if we actually need to increase the number of these, and I think we do. Question is, where do we want to place the next one? Like, if that's supporting that side, so we could technically have a small one down here somewhere. Although that would get a little bit in the way of potential storage, so maybe down here? Might be able to fit in there. Let's have a look. Heating plans. Probably go with another... Actually. Go with another brick one. So we'll build you there, and we'll get a footpath down that way. Once we have that, we're going to at least then make sure that there's heating to go around over here as well. There's still a little bit extra room down here that we could technically build something on, although it is a bit uneven terrain thanks to the hillside there. Although, actually, I think we need to keep that seeded with trees. So yeah, no, I think that is the better idea. Just planting as much as we can. It's actually, I know that we use some trees down here. Let's have a look at the situation. Oh, we've cut down quite a bit in here. Actually zoom in so we can see if we are planting or not. It looks like we're planting a lot in there, unfortunately. A little bit down on this side. That reminds me, let's complete this building now. It's $30,000. It's not cheap. We'll have some accountants here eventually. Okay, we've got one there now. 3. So we can actually see the stats for this town itself. Yeah, we need 2 more. There we go. So there's only 700 people living in here. Actually a bit less than I expected, but on the other hand, it's only the small houses here, although there's quite a bit of the houses in here. It's just it's not quite the most efficient way of placing them. There's a fairly good situation in terms of education by the looks of it, and actually the babies that don't have the education. Only 19 adults live with their parents, so that's not really a big of a deal. Although percentage-wise, it is still fairly significant of the working population, but still, I think it's single-digit percentage. Okay, so we've got a bit more oil there, we've got some fuel in there, so this is probably gathering bitumen. Yep, almost ready to go. Guessing the other one came for the fuel. Yep. So that's going to provide us over $6,000 once we sell that. Because once we get the bitumen stuff over here, or the asphalt production over there, then that's going to be a bit more expensive. Are we done the... I think... No, we do not need the ground works on the conveyor belts. It's the power lines, isn't it, that need that? And maybe a few other things. Right, so we need a bit more gravel down here. Started working on the factory connection as well. Done most of the roads down here, but we have not completed the actual quarries. On the other hand, I suppose we don't necessarily need all of these. I'm just going to suspend all but the one over there for the time being. Wait, that is the gas station. Okay, that one we do want to construct. We're going to get the roads completed. Unfortunately, we can't get a truck unloading for the quarried stone or the gravel processing plant, which is a bit of a shame because that would have sped up things quite a bit once it's actually working, but oh well. how much would this cost again? 61,000. Oh, goodness. That is one expensive build. Not even the most expensive that we'll have to deal with. Right, how is the house coming along here? Still needs a bit more steel, a lot more bricks and board. We'll get that eventually. We've got some fabric over here, so we might be exporting some of that soon. Yep. Okay. Oh, right, so it's just... It goes there once there's over 50%, but it then does let it go under 50. Okay, I see that. That's actually rather smart. Actually, oh, there is... Okay, never mind. There are chimneys in there. I was wondering if this is the same case as the vanilla clothes factory, where there's just smoke coming out of a window. But no, that actually makes a bit more sense there. Alright then, do we have... We do have enough clothing that we could send this one out. Takes 6 tons of clothing, so that is about 20,000 rubles worth of exports. We've got quite a lot of crops there, although already November, or it's only November, and we've already used about a third of the stockpile that we had here. It's a bit less than ideal. Oh wow, if we were selling this to the Yankees, we'd be getting $30,000. Ooh. We may want to get some clothes manufacturing on the NATO border then, at some point. Not to mention, we are going to need some clothes manufacturing around here eventually anyway. So we're slowly working on those. Did complete the road over there. We are still missing quite a bit of gravel down this way. We're missing a little bit over here. You know what? I'm going to quickly build that. It does cost a fair bit. We do not have... Oh, right. Power is going to be an issue. I really need to remember to find some other power plant designs. Because the coal power plant is too big for my needs, usually, and those windmills don't provide enough power. Not to mention they're very expensive. And nuclear power is also too expensive for anyone wondering. Although, was there uranium? There was a uranium over there, wasn't there? Yeah. There's also some over there. And then further, so there's actually quite a bit of uranium near the center of the map. Not so much at the edges. I mean, there is on the edges, but those are usually outside of the border. Other than maybe in the southeast. On the hill there, that might be within the border, I suppose. But yeah, most of those at the edge squares are going to be outside the border, unfortunately. But yeah, eventually we might get some nuclear power plants. That might be the end goal for this series as well. Okay, so we did get the housing over here, and there's no one living there. Okay, well, we knew that there was at least a little bit extra population in here, so I'm just going to transfer some of these there. So I'm guessing that the extra population then must be on this town. Or well, actually, it's probably on the other side as well. Oh, wow. 59 on that building alone. Okay. Another 38 over there. Yeah, these buildings have a lot of extra population. Alright then. Well, once we get the resources in here, we can actually complete this build. Do we have vehicles heading here? We got microbuses heading here. I'm just going to use 260 rubles to complete that. And that is filling up with tremendous speed. Is this still close enough to the... Ooh, this is too far away from the clinic now. Because we do need another clinic, clearly. I mean, I kind of knew that. How about... hospital. go for a big clinic down here. How close can we get without causing troubles? I'll place you there. Connect the footpath down there. We can connect the footpath down this way. We can probably fit in a couple of houses over there. So we'll start working on those, and let's have a look at the residential stuff. So, can we fit any of these in here? No, not quite, but I have a feeling that we can fit in a couple of these. At least one. Or two. Right, so having another one of those, this is actually the... Well, that's a small clinic, so this is actually much bigger. I have no idea how many vehicles it can fit. I have a feeling it's going to be maybe 3, or actually, do we have a... No, the other one that we have over here is also a small one, isn't it? Yeah, that's a small clinic, 50s. That can have 2 ambulances, and then we've got another small clinic over there with 1 ambulance. Right, so that is actually the biggest hospital that we have, or clinic that we have so far. Well, actually, we can see from the picture, it can fit 4 vehicles by the looks of it, or maybe 5. It should be okay, though. I don't think we need another clinic after that. Now, what else do we need around here? Kindergarten seems to be... Well, actually, it's faring fairly well right now. And the school seems to be doing okay as well. We're going to need more sports around here, actually. So, sports playground. I'm gonna get a volleyball court down here. I think that might be okay location. Then we can get a footpath through here as well. We can get down that way. We can get a footpath through here. And there, link these. And then let's set up some more housing in here. Let's go ahead and get more of the 4-story ones. So let's see, we could fit in one there. How close can we get? That's probably okay. A bit of distance there. We could put in a few of these here. And then we could just connect these over. Start working on those, so we'll have a fair bit more housing in here. Hello, Ansing, how's it going? Right, at least... Oh yeah, once we got this, the amount of adults with their parents dropped by, well, about 80, yeah. Well, I suppose that tracks. And the chemicals are coming up quite nicely. We got 2 tons of clothing over there extra. We got plenty of fabric. How much have we made money this year? About 200,000 in rubles and 132,000 in dollars. So actually rather well. Oh wow, exports over 500,000 now. Quite impressive. Especially considering that our population is still less than 5,000. So that's GDP per capita, or in terms of the export at least, is well, it's about 100, isn't it? Okay, it's not quite as impressive as I hoped for. Well, let's see, 5,000 to 500,000. Yeah, no, 100. But that's just the dollars, not dollars, rubles. We factor in the dollars as well as all the production that we've done. Let's have a look. So this year. Okay, so that's actually probably would be more fair to just look at the total value. So if we look at it in dollars, we'd be producing about 2 million, so that would be... What, 400? Wait, no, yeah, about 400 per citizen. Okay, well, it's not great. It could be a lot worse. I actually don't have a clue how well that compares to, say, some modern day nations, maybe some third world countries or something like that. Okay, so we started working on a lot of the footpaths here. Luckily we'll get them done relatively quickly by the looks of it. Right, so how are we doing on the works down here? Well, we got some of the gravel there. We'll need quite a bit. Oh, right, and we didn't build up this yet. We're gonna let the money accumulate a little bit before we do that. And that's heading out. Honestly, once we hit 1 million rubles, which is probably not gonna take all that long, in all fairness, then we'll probably start setting up a bit more of the, maybe the gravel town we can build up rather quickly. And then we can maybe start setting up the big town on the ruble area. And over here, once we reach like $250,000, well, I mean, we will be using some of that money anyway to set up all of these, and these are going to be rather expensive to build up. But once we got all of these working, all up and running, and we've probably expanded this town a bit further south. We're still going to be using mostly these small houses here, or I'd say medium houses, in terms of the size chart for this particular nation, at least. Okay, so we did upgrade the roads down here. We got the open holes over here? Yeah, okay, so the dumpers are still taking gravel as much as they can. Now we're missing the quarry stone there, so I'm guessing, yeah, that's heading out now, and the other one is under the dot there. It's a bit hard to see. There you are. Now it's leaving. But basically, almost taking from the Soviet side of the border there. What can you do? It's Soviet rock. So we need a bit more gravel there still. We haven't... Actually, no, we have started working on these. We haven't gotten the resources there, but we have technically started working on them. Okay, so that unloaded a little bit... Okay, yeah, sure. How much workers do we have here? Not a lot of them, actually, because most of them are working on the housing here. All the various buildings. Already, including the... No, not the clinic yet. Although it should be starting soon, shouldn't it? We completed that footpath already. So, thanks for the host. 32. That's quite a few people. How's it going, man? So, I guess you were streaming. Must have been. So what were you streaming, rather? Let's put it that way. Yeah, I'm doing pretty good. Phasmophobia. Oh, right, it's the Ghost game. I haven't actually played that, but I have heard about that game. How do you enjoy that game, then? Get so scared. Yeah, I'm not personally a fan of the horror genre. I do get spooked fairly easily. Well, as I say, that the jump scares get me usually. So I tend to play on the strategy games instead. Because there the spooks can be a bit easier to see. But yeah, glad to hear that you enjoy it. It's no mental horror. Ah, fair enough. Let's play with your mental state. Uh-oh. That doesn't sound good. We did actually complete that road all the way there. Okay, so we're now starting to get a road down this way. Oh, wow. Done about half of the road already here. Slowly expanding the industries around here. Who's only want to kill you? Probably. I mean, I suppose it could be worse. Right, so over here we got two sides of the Republic that are currently not connected, and one side is using the Western currency, dollars, and the other one is using the Eastern currency, rubles. So the dollar side over here, well, both of them share some productions that they both start doing, so economy is doing fairly well right now. We've got a town over here that we're currently trying to expand the industries over here, but that is rather expensive. We're kind of trying to save up some cash for that. I do not want to take loans in this run if I don't have to. And then we got another town over here, which is a fairly stable situation right now. I don't think I'll be expanding it much. Not right now, anyway. Eventually we will have a railway going around the town here, so we need to leave some room for that. Although, we could perhaps get a train station down here eventually. It tells you that if it's friendly, fair enough. I mean, at least it's an honest ghost. Right, so we are actually producing quite a bit here, but we are not getting the oil that we need necessarily. We should really consider getting the pump line over here, but that is going to take some time. Although it's already 31st of December, so let's have a quick look at the economy this year. 600,000 from exports on the Soviet side and 250,000 on this side. Not too bad, not too bad at all. Of course, we did import a lot of vehicles this year, as well as build up some stuff, so have a look. What did cost us the most? Steel. Well, yeah. Electronics was 40,000 and power was 43,000. YouTube's doing pretty good. I think we surpassed 750 subscribers like last week. Don't remember the exact day, but it was sometime last week. So getting closer to that 1,000. How's your Twitch going then? We have a ooh. Basic education and university education is going up, while the no education is going down. Well, that's a good trend there. Adults with their parents is just insane amounts compared to the population. Right, so let's get to the 1st of January. There we go. I will quickly save the game. And since we got raided, how about we continue the raid train? Because we are... Well, I usually play for 18 months in-game, and now we reached that. So I will be following this stream here. But let's quickly have a look at the potential raid target. I know that... Ooh, actually... Midgeman is online. Go raid Mitch. So I will be back on Wednesday. We'll be playing Airport CEO, and Thursday we'll be continuing with the Dwarf Fortress run. And on Sunday we'll continue with Hearts of Iron 3, and Monday we'll continue with this. So thank you all for watching, and until next time, bye bye.
Zatalier. Hey Zate, how you doing, buddy? How's things? How was your stream? Thank you for the raid.